Well, hello everybody. Happy Monday. Gord King here with some more Red Dead Redemption 2. I am joined at my shoulder here by the Gord cat, Mozart. He would say hi, but he's a cat. He doesn't speak. But how's everybody doing today? Hello to all of you out there. Hope you're having yourselves a fine Monday, whether it be evening or morning or the afternoon, whatever. And let's say hello to the chatteroonies. We have Hoyland Becephus. Good to see you, man. And we have Israel P., the Archduke of Misgendering. My gosh. Calling me and mistitling. Referring to me as princess before the stream even started. My gosh.
Let's go, boy.
The absolute racism. Sorry, I gotta get my notes here, because we are in fact approaching the end. Well, I'm doing terrible. I just suffer the Eagles win and the Bills fail Josh Allen again. I mean, well, I'll be honest. I'm glad. I think you should be glad the Eagles won, because the Eagles are probably the only team that even has a shot against Kansas City out of that group. I personally am surprised you thought the result yesterday with Buffalo and Kansas City would be anything but what we got. That was the most predictable game ever. It's like that couldn't have been a more predictable outcome. So I'm more or less nonplussed by it. I mean, obviously it's annoying because, you know, I don't want to believe the NFL is rigged, and I still don't think I totally do, but it's impossible not to view it objectively and think it's not at least firmly nudged to go in certain directions, particularly favoring the Chiefs. It just kind of keeps happening. Jacob Ironside, how you doing? Good to see you. By the way, I will be on Jacob's channel tomorrow night. We're going to be talking Hacksaw Ridge. Bloody good war movie. Looking forward to that. Tonight, we're going to be doing the movie I picked for my birthday that we would cover. We're talking In Bruges, which is one of my favorite movies, and top to bottom, one of the best scripts of the 21st century. It is a remarkable exercise in cause and effect, setup and payoff. It's so meticulously crafted and woven around its themes masterfully. It's an excellent film. So, hope to see you all there when we talk about that one. Xavier Worthy did not catch it, and Josh Allen had that first down. Heck, the play before that. Yeah, that was the annoying thing, is that they got the first down twice. They got it twice, and it got pushed back, and I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't good. Muslim Asawi, how you doing? Good to see you. One quick note while you all are here. So, I'm not going to be doing Gord Tier Tuesday tomorrow. I will be playing this, so there will be a live stream. I'll be playing this. I'm trying to finish this game off relatively quick. I've been on it for a while. I'm hoping to have this done fairly soon. And plus, I'm trying to redesign my, basically the thumbnail template I've been using was always a placeholder, so I'm redesigning that, and I'm trying to work on some other things to spruce up Gord 2 Tuesdays. I like some opening segments and whatnot. But I am also, just so you all know what's coming for next week's Gord 2 Tuesday, that's going to be the one where I'm going to go over. The plan is to go over Aladdin that week in meticulous detail, and that be there for before the Aladdin video comes out, because I think I'll have the Aladdin video done for next week. What's up, Whitey? Good to see you, man. Hope your doggy's doing well. I know you said he was a wee yashy. Cannoli, what's up? We're just talking about tonight's stream. We'll be talking In Bruges. Which, by the way, this was, number one, if y'all haven't seen In Bruges, the heck's wrong with you? Go watch In Bruges. This was Cannoli's first time. Stinky. Okay, I think Sadie's mission actually was the last one we did, so we will go ahead and go to Eagle Flies. We will do that. Mine too, and wow. I was curious, Whitey, have you watched In Bruges before for this stream? That's one thing I wasn't sure of. I know you've been pretty busy lately, so we haven't had a ton of time to talk over the last, it feels like the last week or two. But, I was curious if you've seen this movie or not. Throat's a little stopped up. A little bit. Just a little bit. I said, wow, Waylon, you haven't seen it. Okay, check it out. First time and she... What a ride. I agree. It is quite the ride. I love it. Waylon, if you like good scripts, In Bruges is exceptional. It's exceptional scripting. It's so well crafted. And it's like, so I listened to it at work this weekend, and I just got done watching it a couple hours ago, this morning. And, just the attention to the script's detail is insane. Because it's one of those movies that you can view on the surface level and have a great time with it, but you can also kind of dive into it thematically, and you find out, wow, they paid a lot of attention, so like the script is doing twice the work, because it very much works within the confines of its own story, but it also works incredibly well on a thematic level. It's like almost everything in the script has double meaning. It's really impressive. What are you talking about, a lollipop, man? What's funny is, like, even that exchange... This is actually the second Super Bowl rematch in a row, crazy. Yeah. What's also annoying about the game is the media's having to do double work right now, because they're having to convince everybody that no, the refs weren't favoring the Chiefs, but they're also having to pretend like Mahomes is the reason why they won, and I'm like, Mahomes isn't the reason they won that game. They won because of their defense. Mahomes was fine, but Mahomes has been very okay this year. He has not played great at all this year. I mean, he's had a couple of games here and there that have been great, but he's had some really terrible reasons. He's had some pretty terrible play, too. It's like, Mahomes was fine, but he had less than 250 yards passing, and most of those yards, like over 90% of the passing yards he had last night, were yards after catch. He was efficient. He played like a game manager. He's not the reason they won. He was good. He wasn't, like, great. They were like, oh, he's just so spectacular. Like... I mean, he made some good plays, but almost all of the passing yards were yards after the catch. Almost all of them, literally. Like, something like 225 of the 246. So, I think the way they're classifying this performance is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But, which there's nothing wrong with playing like a game manager every once in a while. That's fine. But the defense has been carrying them the entire season, and they did it again. The world will have you know that he's already the best ever, on his way to being the greatest ever, and that this three-peat will solidify that. I mean, for some people it will. Which is fine. I don't care. It's a subjective argument. I'll say this. If there's one thing that doing movie criticism has helped, it's calmed my annoyance at sports debates, because sports debates don't get much more subjective than sports debates, because almost nobody in a sports debate thinks critically. Like, literally almost no one. And here's the thing. Let's say Mahomes does win. I mean, I already assert that his first, 6 seasons, before this year, yeah, his first seasons were better than Brady's. I agree with that. I for the most part, would say I agree with that. He's done more in the early part of his career. Will he do more late? We'll see, because he'll need to. I don't think the three-peat's enough. I don't think it becomes an actual conversation until Mahomes wins his fifth. And I've been consistent on that from the beginning. He has to separate himself from anybody who has won 4. So we all agree that nobody likes Philly. I mean, I don't like Philly, but I want them to win. I'd rather them win. I'm indifferent towards Philly. I think KC and Philly are. Hang on. All right, we need to clean. And no one likes KC except Swifties. Yeah. I'm more or less indifferent towards Philly. If they win, I'm like, fine. It doesn't bother me. Thing is, Philly has a better overall roster than KC does. So, as much as I'm indifferent towards them, and as much as I think Kansas City is going to win, and there was a part of me that was rooting for Washington, but I, at the same time, was like, if Washington wins, they have 0 shot against Kansas City, whereas... Okay, so are we supposed to grab this? There's a lot of these things, actually. Oh, wow. So what's this? What's the deal with the dream catchers? I thought we were supposed to do something with these. Heck, I thought that's what these question marks were about. But yeah, Mahomes, he'll need to win 5 before I'll allow him into the conversation for me. I'm like, no, separate yourself from Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw, then we'll talk. Arthur kind of runs like he's chasing Kid. You might be onto something, but to be fair, he has tuberculosis, so he doesn't have good lung capacity. Yeah, I imagine Cannoli's not too fond of the fact that Saquon is in Philly now. That was a really dumb trade. I mean, it was great for Philly. I mean, and I'll say this, if Saquon has an excellent performance in the Super Bowl and it's the reason they win, like if they win and he's the reason, then maybe I'll get on board with the people who say he should win MVP. I think there's an argument for him anyway. But full disclosure, I haven't watched a lot of Philly this season. So aside from his yard totals, I haven't really thought much about how valuable or not valuable he is. But now that I watched a little bit this weekend, I'm like, oh wow, he's actually pretty dang valuable. Maybe that's why they took off the way they did, is once he started taking off, they started taking off. It's hurt being a Giants fan for the last decade, but this sucks. Well, nothing seems to be happening at this little question mark, so we're just rushing attack in history. Yeah, I mean, him and Jalen Hurts. Plus, Jalen Hurts, to his credit, I don't think Jalen Hurts is anything special. I'm still kind of... I mean, he had a couple of seasons where he was really good. He seems to have regressed since the year they made their first Super Bowl, where he was playing at like near MVP levels. He seems to have regressed since then, but the team is more balanced, so it doesn't matter that much. But for him to be a running quarterback, kind of a run-first quarterback, if he wins the Super Bowl, that'll be actually pretty remarkable if he pulls that off. I'll bet Lamar Jackson's like, why can't I play in a place like Philly where they build the roster better than my team?
God, it's blowing like hell today.
And here's the thing, and I know some people aren't going to want to hear this, but if you're going to call Lamar Jackson a choker, it's time you start calling Josh Allen one too. Guy's been eliminated 4 times by the Chiefs. It's a different gradation of choking. It's a different grade of choking, but I'm not going to ascribe to the notion that Josh Allen's team failed him. Josh Allen, he carries some responsibility in this. He's a choker too. If you can't get past Mahomes, you're a choker. We called Peyton Manning a choker for years when he couldn't get past Brady. It's not ridiculous. He hasn't beat Kansas City. He's 0 for 4. If you're gonna call Lamar a choker, you gotta give that to him too. Gotta be consistent on that. It's not the same level, but it's still choking. Who's this fellow? I just bought a new phone. Neat. I've been looking at buying a new phone. Mine's nothing special. I would argue Josh Allen should have beaten Kansas City, Israel. I would argue he should have won. I know it's Kansas City, but more than a couple times, they should have won. Now, that one game that people cite all the time where Kansas City won after going down the field in 13 seconds or whatever it was, that's not on him. That's on the defenses. So I don't blame him for that or anything. But he had some plays that cost them yesterday. I thought late in the game, you could argue part of it's play calling, and there's some validity to that, but he wasn't throwing it downfield late in that game, which, I mean, a lot of those throws were very quick, and I'm not talking about ones where he was pressured. I'm just talking general plays where he was not being the playmaker, and I was like, what is he doing? I thought he played fine. He did fumble it 3 times, though he recovered it, thankfully. But I was like, Josh, I thought could have played way better than he did. He could have played way better than he did. So, I'm not saying, if you're going to call Lamar a choker, I'm not saying Josh is at the same level of it. But you're 0 for 4 against Mahomes. You can't... You got to overcome that hurdle. You got to overcome that hurdle. And he has had games in the playoffs where he's been terrible before. That year they got knocked off by the Bengals. They were bad in that one. If I remember correctly, he was pretty bad in that game. I mean, it's like I said, it's not as bad of a choker because he's gotten farther in the playoffs, but you need to beat Mahomes. Because, and I don't want to hear anybody say Josh Allen's as good as Mahomes. Stop.
So good of you to join us. What's going on?
Like, that comparison needs to stop. Because you can't beat him.
It is a beautiful thing. What are y'all doing?
Can't outplay bad coaching? Of course you can. Sure you can.
They did.
You can overcome bad coaching. You absolutely can. We've seen bad coaches win Super Bowls.
Nobody will be killed.
We're just gonna trap a few of them in the valley, disarm them, tar and
Are you planning on changing that horse? No. We're too close to the end of the game. Wombonius is king.
Come on, Arthur. Just tweaking Uncle Sam's nose a little. I need you to help me.
Alright. Game on. Game on. We got mission.
Besides, it's perfect. People will see these boys. They won't.
Hang on. Let's shoot. Alright. Get that marker off.
Notice us, and they'll think we're gone. Everyone will blame everything on the
Which coaches I'm tuning? Bruce Arians is not a good coach. It's like Bruce Arians. I don't think was a very good coach. He's got a Super Bowl. Philly's coach has been Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl. Now I would say he coached solid that year, but he's a very spotty coach, and yet he has a Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy's got Super Bowl. It's like average coaches, bad coaches have won before. They have won before.
Sure we are.
I mean, you have your great coaches like, you know, your Andy Reids and Bill Belichick's, though, let's be honest, Belichick pre and post Brady's done squat. So maybe Belichick was just a good coach who had, once he got a great quarterback, it's like, oh, look, suddenly he looks like the best coach of all time.
Okay. Hurry, Archie. I'll plant the dynamite, you run the wire.
All right, let's run this wire. I always thought this mechanic could have been used a couple of more times. That would have been fun, or even maybe found a way to utilize it for funsies here and there. Yeah, Switzer, definitely. He was, well, and he won a Super Bowl, funny enough. He had such a good team around him in Dallas, he won a Super Bowl regardless.
Good work was that, by the way. Bill played drunk. The perfect man for the job.
Yeah, there have been several bad to mediocre coaches who have somehow managed to win a Super Bowl because their team just outplays it. And sometimes, look, sometimes that can boil down to self-awareness, where the coach knows, hey, I just need to kind of get the heck out of the way.
Finally got to see Colm Hank. Yeah.
And that can be a good quality, but some of them, yeah, it's harder. Now, here's the thing.
Oh, but it was
I don't disagree with you about Sean McDermott needing to be let go. I think at this point, if he, because it's not just that Josh Allen's 0-4 against Kansas City, McDermott's 0-4 against Kansas City. So Buffalo's ownership should look at that and say, you know what, he's taken us as far as he can take us. I think that's obvious at this point. Would we say John Gruden was a bad coach? No. No, I think John Gruden was a good coach.
okay. Let's
Not a great one, but I'd definitely say he was a good one. I think with McDermott, here's the thing, McDermott's not a bad coach. That's the other thing. Was John Gruden actually good? Yeah, he was good. Wouldn't say he was a great coach, but I'll tell you what, that Tampa Bay team he coached, whoo, his signature was all over that team. And that team was a freaking beast.
Quick now, Arthur.
That's like
Going into position.
one of the most dominant Super Bowls I have ever seen a team play. And a lot of that was his coaching.
My spotter will let
Now
us know when they
he's basically, I would say, he's a good coach of kind of the Pete Carroll variety, where his style is the kind that wears off over time, but he's good at what he does, at least in the short term.
Okay, that's the signal.
That Raiders team was also, that's absolutely true.
Quiet.
You sure you don't want me to man that plunger, Arthur? No, I got it. Oh, remove the weight of the world from your shoulders for a minute. Like I said, we're just going to give them a bit of a
That's
scare.
yeah, Gruden's Tampa Bay team was something else.
There they are. Looks like more than we thought.
It's fine. We're only here to talk and administer a little.
But I think McDermott is a good coach,
You're owed that,
but
son.
like I said, I think he's taken Buffalo as far as he can take them.
Everyone just
Buffalo
stand
should go after
calm.
Belichick.
You got the upper hand here.
Kill Dutch, he's gonna betray you. I think that would create kind of a time paradox.
Should have them trapped.
I mean, I don't think he would take the job right now because he just took one at North Carolina.
I need get hurt. Your humiliation of us has gone on quite enough.
This ain't a good idea.
Wouldn't be the dumbest idea.
You are making a mistake, boy.
No, you're making a mistake.
But yeah, so yeah, can't really kill Dutch. He's a that would create something of a time paradox.
Fine folks alone.
Who are you?
A concerned citizen.
Is that so?
What now?
We should move. No, not quite yet. Soldier, you and your friends gonna tuck tail and run off? Run!
Excuse me?
I'm getting bored of this. Your friends fired first, soldier!
Put him down. Well, here's the thing, I mean, there really were no days of seeing awful quarterbacks win Super Bowl. They've always been kind of an outlier. So, I think if it's impossible to predict, I mean, I think it's silly to suggest we'll never have an outlier again. That's the point of an outlier. I mean, shoot, there is a quarterback who's not great in the Super Bowl this year. I mean, if Jalen Hurts wins, he's not a great quarterback by any stretch. So, I would consider him an outlier if they win, because I just don't think he's anything special. But, for the most part, great quarterbacks have always won the Super Bowl. Or at least good ones. But yeah, it's always been just kind of counter to what typically happens when a quarterback like that wins. And I think it'll probably happen again at some point, but it'll never be normal. Like, it would be shocking if a mediocre quarterback won like twice. Nick Foles was the last one? Yeah, I would agree. Foles was the last one. But even in that situation, you look at it, it's like, he had to play great. That's the funny thing, is they don't win if he doesn't play great, so even though
these boys ain't the problem. They're only kids. Keep looking.
I don't know if I'd call Eli a mediocre quarterback. I mean, compared to like actual like all-time great quarterbacks, yeah. But I would say he was better than the average quarterback. But compared to great quarterbacks and ones that are going to be in the Hall of Fame, yeah, it's like he was mediocre in that sense. But realistically, I would say he was more of the above average variety. There's a lot of people here.
Try to flank them, Arthur. We'll shoot you some steak.
We need to take out that cannon.
Up the hill. The cannon.
Oh, he got clipped.
Out the spotter, Arthur.
You think you can take on the Eagles?
Gotcha. Would you consider Burrow a choker if Allen is? No, because he hasn't had as many opportunities yet. He's had a lot of injury he's dealt with, and he's been to a Super Bowl, so...
He's alive.
Well, that went just about according to plan. I'm trying, Arthur, with everything I have.
Like Burrow, even, like this season, nobody with any sense of sanity could point to Joe Burrow as the reason Cincinnati didn't make the playoffs. He did everything he could.
I know.
I don't know if I've ever... I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know if I have ever seen a better season by a quarterback whose team failed to help him get to the playoffs. Like, ever. I genuinely don't know if there's ever been a better quarterbacking season for a non-playoff QB. I've never seen one. Like, Burrow was exceptional this year, and yet his defense around him was so bad that they missed the playoffs. Like, if you want to talk about a team that could use Bill Belichick, the Bengals. I would, like, if I were to... Because here's the thing. For all the love you have of Allen, I think he's better as a quarterback. I mean, you could argue that Josh Allen does more. But, hang on. Hang on.
See if we can lose him down here.
Hang on, gotta make sure I don't do anything. But, yeah, it's close. I agree, it's close. That's why I think it's. I mean, it's. There's an argument for both. I don't even think it's like a set in stone thing, but to go back to the Belichick thing, it's like, look, if I could pick where Belichick coaches in the NFL, I think it's Cincinnati. If he wanted to have a chance at the kind of success he had in New England, as long as he's not the GM, freaking Cincinnati, improve their defense, and that team's an animal.
Let's keep going. Follow the path. It's got to send us out somewhere. Behind us. Hold them all. That's how you want to do it?
I was like, please tell me I'm not on a cliff. And he's like, is that how you want to do it? Ah! That should be clipped into a short. What's our timestamp on that? Oh, shoot. That was funny. What are we, 33:10? So that was somewhere around like the 32:50 mark or something. Somebody make a note of that, please. 32:50. Oh, gosh. That was funny. Is that how you want to play it? Ah!
We gotta keep going.
Oh, that was good. Andy Reid was seen as a choker, Tom Mahomes. Anybody who thought Andy Reid was a choker pre-Mahomes was stupid. At least, I mean, to me, like, that argument for him being a choker was dead the minute he took Philadelphia to the Super Bowl. Well, here's the thing, Israel, and this kind of predates you a little bit. There was a time where you could make the argument because they actually went to the NFC title game, like, I want to say 4 times before they hit the Super Bowl. And Waylon is right, he had the clock management issues and stuff like that. But there was a time where there was an argument for that because they made like 4 NFC title games and they lost their first like 3 of them. But then he made the Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb, and it's like, okay, I think that argument's pretty much dead at this point. He has learned how to win. Now, they still lost to New England, but it's New England. They beat everybody. They didn't lose to New England because they were choking, that's for sure. They lost to New England because New England was just better. There we go. Oh, okay. You okay there, Arthur?
This is it.
Dead end!
Well, Arthur.
Let's Butch Cassidy this thing.
I said put your damn hands up!
Okay. Okay. Follow my lead. I got a plan.
Where would you place Travis Kelce on the tight end list?
Hello, officers.
You keep them hands up and come here.
Probably like 3rd or 4th.
Put your hands up.
Hello, Captain.
Keep your hands up and come here. Come here.
We can't do that. Your man, those men they killed, they were good men.
They're actually pretty fortunate they didn't get shot here already.
Captain, get over here.
There's an interesting line there. It's like, you're fighting nature, Captain. It's like, huh? They call back to that one. I think people forget how great Tony Gonzalez was. I haven't. I mean, look, Gronk, I think, is indisputably the greatest tight end. I don't think there's anyone all that close to Gronk. He was such a perfect mix of great blocking tight end with high numbers.
Gravity.
Call back to something that happens later in the timeline. It's a call back and call forward. It's a loop. It's like a time loop. But I would put Travis Kelce like third or fourth. I'd have to think about all the other tight ends. Because I don't think he was as good as Gronk. And I don't think he was as good as Gonzalez. And the movie rights, yeah. Well, that's what I was saying before. Let's Butch Cassidy this. Kelsey's better because his longevity is a record he owns, which is very short. Yeah, it's just short-sightedness.
Oh, you're okay. What a mess.
Did Travis really do anything yesterday? What do you have, like a couple of catches?
Oh, we just escaped from chaos. Eagle flies must have been taken or killed. Well,
Longevity just, I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth considering, but you got to do a lot more. And I don't see him as a complete tight end. To me, part of the reason I have a hard time putting him above a lot of other tight ends is because he's more of a glorified wide receiver.
we are gonna make it, brother. I can feel it. Faith, Arthur. Have faith.
Have faith. For a cowboy to get nice and wet on a late Monday afternoon. Hey, Vex. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's a snow owl. I'm just... I'll be honest, the way Vex reacted on her stream to seeing a snow owl, which was very wholesome. I actually really liked that. But there was a second there I thought, I was like, is she getting to come to the US? Like, it was that level of a reaction. I was like, oh my gosh, is she getting to come to the US? And then it's like, it's a snow owl. I was like, oh, okay, so second best thing. Like, I seriously thought for a second we were getting, like, a live reaction of her finding out, I get to come to the US. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. It's like, there's a snow owl outside. I was like, that is not what I thought. I was like, okay, well, second best thing. Sure. Imagine what my reaction will be when that actually happens. I know, imagine what would happen if you found out you got to immigrate with a snow owl. That would be like the ultimate. But good to see you, Vex. Good to see you. We're nearing the end of Arthur's journey. Nadia, how you doing? Good to see you.
Morning, fella.
By the way, y'all, this Saturday, and I'm actually regretting not getting to be a part of this because I was initially supposed to be, but Nads has a stream this Saturday where they're going to be tearing off vampire films. But unfortunately won't be present, though it is because I'm going to be hanging with some fam, It'll be fun. One cool thing happened in the family. One of my sisters recently gave birth to a baby girl. That was the 21st. Oh, I know, Nads. I know you're cool with it, but I wanted to promote it while you were here. If you haven't subbed over on Nadia's channel, it's a great channel. She covers horror. Yes, Israel, horror. It's quite the mineral. There's a clip of Colin. I think it's what is his name? Colin Moriarty, the guy from. No, not Colin Moriarty. He's like someone else. No, Colin. What's the guy's name from Whose Line? Colin what? That guy. There's one of his little segments where he's saying horror like that. Horror. I was like, I always thought that was funny. Look at that giant goose. That's not a goose. Farrell? No, not Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell is the Irish guy. He's the one in Bruges that we're covering tonight. Which, by the way, rare W for the Golden Globes. When I found out today that he actually won Best Actor at the Golden Globes for In Bruges, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Mockery, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. I knew it started with an M, but I was like, I was thrown off by it. I was like, what is it? Because the Colin M that first comes to mind for me is Colin Moriarty, and I'm just like, that's not him. That's not who that is. What the heck? By the way, much as I like Whose Line Is It Anyway, I don't buy for a second that none of that was scripted. Some of those segments are a little too clean not to be scripted. Colin Farrell is impressing me more and more these days. I agree. And by the way, if you want to see the genesis of where his really great performances began, watch In Bruges. What legendary animals here? Ooh, legendary wolf. It could be a cool thing to hunt, but we're trying to get through this. We can tackle that stuff later. It's on the map now. It's fine. I get so excited over woodpeckers. Did I finish Penguin yet? I haven't finished Penguin yet. I had started Penguin before the holiday. No, actually, when the heck did I start Penguin? I know some life stuff got in the way. In Bruges, yes, yes, Nadia. In Bruges, one of my favorite movies. That's the one we're covering tonight. My pick. My birthday pick. But I haven't finished it yet. Part of the reason I also delayed it was because I'll probably cover that show on a Gourd Tier Tuesday. I might actually do that one relatively soon. I know I'm going to do Aladdin next week. Maybe the week after I'll do Penguin.
Arthur. Hello, Charles.
Farrell and The Gentleman was next. Oh, I love The Gentleman. I think The Gentleman is highly underrated. What should be our next horror tier be? I don't know. I know with doing my own tier-based stream week to week, I don't know. Werewolf movies, monsters, ghosts. Gosh, ghosts would be very broad. That'd be a thick boy of a tier list. Though it's not the worst idea. I mean, you gotta figure at some point you're gonna want to do it, but I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. Werewolf movies would be probably and granted, I'm just speaking off the top of my head. I could be completely wrong about this. That one, on the surface, sounds like the one that would be easier to prepare for.
My son is.
I can't, but that's only because I can't think of a ton of werewolf movies.
I know your son.
Mummies could be interesting. Possession films, yeah.
Very angry. He's mean.
I'm all about doing a tier list of the whole 9/10 of the law type movies.
Lived a lot longer than.
Oh wait, that's probably not what you meant by possession.
My son probably wishes the same to me. I doubt that. I want peace. I need my people to be safe.
I want peas
All my life I've
and
tried to
carrots.
bring peace. But I love my son.
My cat is such an effective neck warmer.
He is the chief
It'll be
son
March,
of
which
a
will
proud
be
nation.
my birthday. Oh, nice.
How could he commit treason? People who have lied to me
March is also
for
Germany's favorite
100
month.
years now.
Germany loves to
Treason.
march. I mean, they love March.
What should I do? I don't think there's much chance, Reed. No. And any chance we had, your friend, Mr. Vanderland, has ensured relations between us and the Army are worse than any point in the last 5 years. I'm sure he means well. But matters are more complex than he understands.
Germany loves to march. To Poland.
Me and Charles will try and rescue your son. No. Yes. I ain't got much to lose, and you got... I'm doing this. Charles! Where are you? Come on, let's go. I need to get his son back a course.
All right, Charles.
Just ain't sure how.
I'm in charge.
I've been working on that. I think there's a way. Follow me.
That's what I'll tell you what we could do, Nadia, since it's your birthday month. We could find all of the characters in movies named Nadia, and we could tier them off. Nadia tier list.
So, I've been scouting the fort. The army are patrolling all the main roads and bridges in and out, but if we can get the horses across the river, I found a route that...
By the way, I do recommend you all check out Vex's stream from yesterday where she reviewed Wind River. It was a great stream, and Wind River is a must-see movie. Wind River is an excellent film. And I am definitely down for the idea of covering the Taylor Sheridan Frontier trilogy, because all three of those are awesome films. Hyperbolic Ninja, how you doing? Hyperbolic Ninja says, my birthday is one day after that German guy who ordered them to march. Oh, no problem, Bex, no problem. And good to see you. I actually just met Hyperbolic Ninja over on True Pop's stream. He just hit 200 subscribers. So congratulations to you, Mr. Ninja. Yes, and you can hire Vex for editing. I've actually been rewatching some of True Pop's memes, and they actually really crack me. Are we talking Sicario, Hell or High Water, and Wind River? Yes, we are. That is the Frontiers trilogy, all three of which are great.
You feel that?
Who would win in a chess match, Mitch McConnell or Joe Biden? The clock. The clock would win. Oh, no problem, Ninja. Hell or High. Love games. Good to see you. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. My name is John Marston. That's a great name.
We could both die tonight. In a way, it is a gift to know. In a way, you were lucky.
Yeah, Hell or High Water. I enjoyed the heck out of that one. Of the Frontier trilogy, that's the only one I actually got to see in theaters. Like Sicario, I saw a little bit after it had its theatrical run. Like I had started to hear of it, but I didn't know Denis Villeneuve's work at the time. I heard of the film like on Rotten Tomatoes, and people were saying it was really good. And then I finally watched it right before Oscar season, and I was like, dang it, I wish I had seen this in theaters. This is excellent. Like that was a pretty good year for films, because that came out the same year as like Mad Max Fury Road and The Martian. Sicario was probably my second favorite movie that year after Fury Road. It's so good. And so that's when I started to make sure I paid attention to his work more, and then Taylor Sheridan's work. Sicario is Denis' best movie by a mile. I mean, I don't know if I'd say by a mile, because he has some other really excellent films, but I would probably agree that I think that's his best movie, objectively. Probably is also my favorite of his. I love Sicario. It is so good. And also one of Roger Deakins' best some of his best cinematography. And tragically, the person behind the musical score for Sicario passed away, like in his 40s.
There it is.
What a great musical score he did for Sicario. Like, you talk about losing a modern composer way too early. Ugh. Yeah, Cannoli. Well, here's the thing. If we do the Frontier trilogy, we're still going to get around to it. It is delayed. Jeanette, how you doing? Good to see you.
I guess this is it.
Benicio was on point for that movie. I agree. That's probably my favorite role of his.
Main thing is that they don't hear us.
Love games. Lenny! I still need to see Sicario. Oh, yes, you do. Which, by the way, Nadia, since you're a horror fan, interesting fact, the musical score was very heavily inspired by the music from Jaws.
Now before they can come back around.
Which is also a horror film, that's why. Granted, Jaws is kind of a horror adventure movie, but still. Absolutely, Waylon, as is Wind River.
You take one, I'll take the other. Nice and quiet. Okay, come on.
I like bow killing, it's fun. Is this your first playthrough? No, this is like my third. It's my first live one. But I've played this a few times. This is my longest playthrough, that's for sure. I'll probably need about 30 total streams to finish this minimum. I'm on number 27. And I know I've got pretty decent amount of this story, like not a ton of this main story left, but I've got obviously the epilogue, which the epilogue's pretty robust.
Okay, come on.
I'll tell you one game I've been playing probably too much. You want to talk about a game that is simple but is a complete time sink? Is Power Wash Simulator. Like, I wouldn't go so far as to call Power Wash a quote-unquote fun game,
Take one each again.
but it's definitely a satisfying game. Like, it's not fun, it's just satisfaction is the prevailing feeling that I get playing that one. It's such a satisfying game. I mean, you're just cleaning stuff with a power washer, and I'm just like, if not for the physical effort and the adverse weather conditions, I'll bet this would be a really fun job. I'm an editor. Name a Red Dead Redemption 2 character for an edit. Well, everyone does Arthur Morgan, so how about John Marston? Should I,
Okay, quick, this way. Shit. Another guard on the walkway.
Alright.
Now keep moving.
Oh, that had to hurt. Oh, we got the little delayed death, too. That was cool. That was nice and brutal.
Another two ahead.
That was brutal to the noodle.
Same as before.
Through the pee-pee.
Good work. Come on.
I would like a Marshall Johnson or Landon Ricketts edit. Yeah. Best characters from Red Dead 1 that keep you wanting more. You know what? I agree. Those are my two favorite small characters. I would agree with that.
Come on. We're good. There's a guard out front. You take him. I'll cover back there. All right.
You, sir, are a fish. By the way, Waylon, I have to ask, have you ever watched the Red Dead Gamer Poop? Because if you haven't, it is must see. It is freaking hilarious. And has some excellent little edits of those two guys.
Some more
Yeah, you think?
See if you can cause a distraction.
Which tower? Oh, that
Try to
tower.
put an arrow into the lantern above that stack of wood over there. Start a fire. You should have a clear shot from the walkway up there.
I love Landon Ricketts. I feel like if we got a proper expansion, we would have had a mission with him in Red Dead 2. Oh, that would have been glorious. Red Dead Gamer Poop. I am going to have to look this up. Yes, look it up. It's freaking hysterical. I can't remember if there's one part. I think there's two parts to it. But, oh my gosh, it's funny. Ah, bow hunting. It's so good. Are you freaking kidding me? Night 2 did him die shortly after Red Dead 1 came out? Yeah. Oh, no wonder. Ah!
Arthur, come on. Get down here. Follow me.
Alright, we sneaking. We're sneaking. Every day, I'll write these names down to remember. Nice, nice. Ooh. Gave him the old tomahawk too.
Look for the key.
Slit on that thing.
Out of here. You search the body.
Hey, the body.
Come on. Your father sent us?
My father. He told you to come and kill guards?
No, he didn't say that.
Of course not.
You okay?
Sure. Enjoy being tortured. Clears the mind.
If you say so. Whoa, whoa.
It's like, maybe you should sit this one out. A new power is rising!
I don't think we sneak it out of here.
Oh. Hey. Yeah, I saw that. That was funny as crap. And then she took the video down. She was like, I guess it's a crime to be empathetic these days. I was like, what are you talking about? Nobody told you to take it down, except maybe your publicist. Because it's not empathy. It's like you're not actually being empathetic. It's like you're virtue signaling. Nobody buys it. It's so funny. Oh, what a shot. Oh, those false musicians, yeah. Alright, Vex, see you later. Thank you for stopping by. See you tonight. Oh, right in the face. Oh, he just fell down. How'd that miss? There we go. Oh, he's dead. Oh, we got the lightning in the background there. That was cool. Cool. That means we get to shoot more people.
Come this way. I remember seeing a hole in one of the walls when they dropped it in. Damn. I must have fixed it.
Arthur, deal with this, would you?
Yes, but how?
Blow it up. Duh. Yeah. I mean, how? Use the. Oh, we had a cannon?
It worked!
Oh, we had a cannon! I could have shot a cannon. Oh. I also saw Netflix has capitalized rather quickly on some big documentary about Combs, and I'm just here cringing. Pretty fast. They weren't even the first, though, funny enough. No, you're right, it's fast. Tubi had something within like a week of those of that news dropping. It was insane. Like they were on that one like really fast, and I was like, how did you already have something? I mean, granted, it's Tubi, so, you know, who knows? It was probably like the quality of the documentary was probably trash, but for all I know, they were just running down like news events. But still, like they were trying immediately like to grab viewers with that. It was pure content farming. My point exactly. I remember stuff like that used to take years to do, check sources, etc. So you know something's up. Yeah, I think Max has one too. Wow. I mean, granted, I get that gathering information's faster now because of the internet and because of like Twitter and stuff like that. It's not necessarily as hard to gather information, but there's still a waiting period for getting all the facts, which, by the way, we don't even have yet. There's still information that we don't have about that story. By the way, this isn't me saying anything about, you know, him being guilty or innocent or whatever. It's like, I very much think he's guilty. Oh dear, I got shot to death. But, yeah, I see content creators often do the same thing, where they will jump on information like really, really fast for content farming, which I find exceedingly tasteless. I mean, it's one thing to talk about a story, but how you frame it matters, right? Like, I don't mind, like, if you got, like, breaking news, okay, fine, you can talk about breaking news, it's fine, but how you contextualize it, how you frame it, all of that matters. All of that matters. And I see a lot of people operate in bad faith in that regard, and I personally find it rather repulsive. And indicative of low character. And I'll tell you this, I think there are some people that claim to be on our side of the aisle who are doing that.
We have to get rid of them, Arthur. You deal with them. I'll get the
But yeah, it's not something I'm particularly fond of.
Get in here. Oh, thank you, friend.
Denzel spoke about that on the carpet at one point. Yeah. Yep. Am I supposed to get on this one? Whoa, almost shot my horse. I would have made for a bad country music song. What am I doing? Why am I... My gosh. But yeah, for the fact, or like someone like Tubi and Max and all of them to be jumping on this quick, it's like, look, I get if you're reporting the information and asking questions, I'm fine with that. That's totally fine. You can do that. But seeing someone like Tubi's like, oh, we've got a Diddy documentary already, and I was like, what? It's been a week. That strikes me as content farming. Uh-oh. Phrasing, Arthur. Max is a huge apparatus, so I can't confirm until I finish homework. Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, it's all in how you frame it. If you're just saying, look, this is what we know so far, it's pretty alarming. That's one thing, but let's be honest, most of the time they are very much trying to frame things very specifically. And look, it's not all about the Diddy story. It's not all about how you frame Diddy's culpability. There's other people involved in this too, and that actually would be more my concern. Like, I have very little doubt that Diddy's guilty. I'm just like, well, but what about all the other people? How are you framing their involvement? There's a lot of players in this. It ain't just him. He's just the name that's on the label of this story. There's a lot of other people on this that are innocent, that are victims and all this, and there's a lot of people involved in this that are just as guilty. So, yeah. It's acting like it's all done and dusted, which, yeah, and that kind of framing is definitely sounds like they're trying to protect people.
Don't kill their horses. We could use them to ride out of here.
English Lit 2 has been dull so far. Oh. Poor Arthur.
I think we lost them. Come on.
Any good books though? I love old classics.
Yeah, I'm right as rain. How are you?
I'll be fine in a day or so.
Well, I know, Israel. I said that. Like, literally, all of that you just messaged, I said.
Guess not.
You weren't listening.
My father, even he may have to fight.
I actually listened to an audiobook of one of the very few Stephen King books I actually like, which is The Long Walk. Which, you know, it's funny, whenever you talk about the Hunger Games, everybody brings up Battle Royale, which is fine, because Battle Royale is an actual movie, but, because they'll say, there's no Hunger Games without Battle Royale, and that's fine, but there's no Battle Royale without The Long Walk, which came quite a bit before either of them, and a lot of the framing of Battle Royale and whatnot plays off of The Long Walk. Is that an older one? I believe... Well, I could be wrong about this, but if I've read correctly, while it's not the first book that he published, to my understanding, The Long Walk was the first thing he wrote, story-wise. And I think it still holds up really, really well. Though, funny enough, I would be very wary of them ever making a movie of it, at least in the modern climate. Now, granted, it's possible we're moving away from some of the woke stuff at the time, so maybe now would be a good time. But it's one of those stories that you could frame to be very, like, anti-Trump and stuff, because it has, you know, a lot of messages about, like, fascism and stuff like that. And, like, the government in that story is kind of a military government, where, like, the primary figure is a fellow called the Major. But it's a really excellent and harrowing book. And yes, by the way, Israel, Battle Royale is awesome. Battle Royale is freaking awesome. Like, seriously, that is a movie you need to check out. Battle Royale is a great movie. That is pretty dang cool. I am a big fan of Battle Royale. But yeah, The Long Walk is a really, really good book. I think that King wrote it in the 70s, like around, like, maybe his college age or, like, right after college, something like that. Like, wrote it in his 20s, I think. But yeah, I highly recommend The Long Walk. Alright, so let's look at our map. We are heading to Dutch. You know, Dutch? We're down to 3 missions left. We're at least before the epilogue. We're nearing the end. Stop it, map. Stop it. The map's doing the thing. You turn one way, it's like, no, go that way. Turn that way. Go the other way. Stop toying with me. Attended a pro-life event yesterday. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah. Jim Harbaugh's very conservative. The Harbaughs are very conservative. Jim's a little bit more open about it probably because he's in college, and in college the atmosphere is a little bit more traditional. But yeah, Jim Harbaugh's very openly Christian. And he's a dang good coach. Being military is fascism now. The lack of understanding fascism is actually kind of fascism's fault. Yeah. I mean, here's, like I said, it's one of those things where I don't think The Long Walk ventures into woke territory in actuality. It's just, I feel like if they were to make a movie of it, if you had the wrong people making that movie, they would try to sway it that way, and it could be done easily. Like, the book is actually very vague on the details of the way things are run. It's just, you know, that's based on the framework, that's more or less what it's like. The book stays relative, I mean, as far as I can tell, politically neutral on just about everything. That's very true, Jeanette, yeah. A lot of people don't know the meaning of a lot of words these days. That's one thing I've noticed. A lot of people don't know the definitions of hardly anything anymore. Heck, we have this whole Goonergate thing going on in gaming. People are talking about, like, censorship and stuff, and I'm like, do you all even know what censorship is anymore? Like, oh, people are asking for censorship, and I'm like, where? Is the censorship in the room with you? What are you talking about? Fascism and National Socialism are obviously very different.
Thank you, sir.
Warhammer fan through and through. Someone just got me into it. Freaking really?
Moving, sir. Keep moving.
Anything you could share? Because I've never done anything Warhammer, but I'm curious about it. I know that it's there's a whole lot of lore and storytelling. Like, what did you start with? That would, like, what's a good? How did they introduce it? Like, what's the entry level piece of media they showed you with Warhammer? Because I'm curious about it myself. I've heard it's really fun, and I've heard it's really interesting. I wonder if there's a Warhammer game that's on my Steam wish list that I think is on sale right now. Only like $12, so maybe I'll get that. Because that's how much the figures cost. Yeah, Warhammer 401k. Come play Warhammer 40k. Pay for it out of your 401k and play it in 4K. To be honest, Emperor's Text-to-Speech and Space Marines 2. Okay, so Space Marines 1 is the game I'm talking about. I've heard some people say that game holds up pretty well. It's from like 2011, I want to say. Been hearing people say that game holds up pretty well. It's kind of, from what I've seen of the gameplay, it looks sort of similar to Gears of War, which I think that game does hold up reasonably well. So I might have to give that a buy and do some playing on it. Maybe get a grasp of the Warhammer universe. It's a winner because so much of it is from a traditional Catholic background with imagery, names, and he's getting me into tons of lore videos. Oh, cool. There you go. Well, funny enough, when I've been talking about the movie In Bruges, which we're covering tonight on MMM. In Bruges has a lot of Catholic imagery. I mean, a lot of the themes are centered around Catholicism. Like, that's like a major motif and thematic element of In Bruges. But that's one of my favorite movies. I mean, I'm not even Catholic, and I think the way they utilize the imagery and the themes in that film is just tremendous. I think actually, Waylon, that the priestess was Episcopalian. The one, if you're talking specifically about that one who tried to lecture Trump, I believe she was Episcopalian. French traditional good and evil, and the people who made it, you can tell they understand evil. Nice. Check out the YouTube channel Luton09, awesome Warhammer content. Interesting. Luton09. If you don't mind, Jacob, if you could leave that in like maybe the other Red Dead, like I have another Red Dead stream, and it could be on my gaming channel or just the one here, any of them. Leave that in the comment section. That way I remember it, because obviously I'm going to be on this stream for a couple more hours, and I could very easily forget it. Especially because I'm not quite into Warhammer yet. So I'm still waiting to see if it's for me, but I have a feeling I would find it fun. I appreciate it. Uh, And pulled with the kids was awful. Yeah. Protect, yeah. You might as well say protect unicorns. Whenever I hear people say trans rights, blah, blah, and I'm like, yeah, unicorn rights, because that's the validity of the existence of such a thing. It's like, yeah, trans kids, guess what? They don't exist. That's your old grooming. That's your all's grooming. There are no trans kids, only delusional parents or teachers. There's a lot of despicable human beings who are just adding millstones to around their necks. Why do the Heat keep suspending Jimmy Butler? Because he keeps trying to demand his way out for a trade. They're basically, they're at a standoff right now. Butler wants out, and they don't want to honor it because basically he made it so public that he wanted out that it killed his trade value. And so the Heat's position is, we're not trading you if we don't get fair value, and if you don't like it, we don't care. So we're going to keep suspending you because it's going to cost you money. And I think that's a good stance. I hope they hold to that because it's like, look, Heat, you're not going to win the title anyway. So, screw this guy. It's like, if he's going to be that way, screw this guy. You know? I think what Jimmy Butler's doing is scummy. Warhammer is one of those things I don't let myself get involved in. I have too many kids to feed and have other expensive hobbies. I don't have kids, but I know what you mean. And so one thing that's probably kept me away from Warhammer is because I know it could be a big time suck and everything, but I feel like I do manage stories I like relatively well on that front. But I have another thing I never bothered to get into for that same kind of reason, which was fantasy football. A lot of my friends have tried to pull me into fantasy football before, and I'm like, guys, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because not only would it be playing on my enjoyment of football, it would play on I can get kind of numbers obsessive with things sometimes. I like data. So I feel like fantasy football would be playing really into that, and I could really just have all my time sucked away, and I'd be like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I was like, I feel like that's just asking for an addiction, basically, and I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I do lore videos. Oh, cool. My sister just had her fourth one. Oh, nice. Jeanette, right before you got here, I was telling people one of my younger sisters just had a baby on the 21st, her first child. A little half Asian, half American baby. A Caucasian. Oh, wait, that works and doesn't work.
Know how to fight. It's lucky I bumped into him.
What is going on?
Nikola Jokic is absolutely insane this year.
What's happening to you? Show him some
Dude, Nikola Jokic is...
Excuse me.
Mr. Vanderlyn! Mr. Morgan!
I keep telling people this and they don't want to hear it. I'm like, I'm becoming more and more convinced he's better right now than LeBron James has ever been in his entire career. But he has nowhere near the support.
It is a thing of great
Thank
beauty.
you, Jeanette. Yeah, I am an uncle again.
My son, My last son. Don't. When I was your age, I fought.
SGA as we go. Yeah, I mean, look, Shea Gilgeous is fantastic,
I've killed.
but I think the idea of him being MVP is ridiculous. It's not close between him and Jokic. Jokic is miles ahead of every other player.
My wife had her throat slit. I made peace.
What's up, Blue Collar? How you doing?
I knew not to trust, yet I had no choice. Maybe you were right. Maybe the slow death is worse than the fast one. Maybe none of these men are good. Maybe a world in which they came to us is a world that we cannot endure.
Well, you got to keep in mind, I'm saying as an individual player, and you got to remember during that stint for LeBron, he had way better teammates than Jokic has ever had.
Trick. The earth, the water, they have no pride. They endure, and we must endure. My only boy, my precious boy, do not mistake my strength for weakness. As your chief, I implore you.
Your words mean nothing to me, Father.
Don't.
Ride with me! Ah!
Stop. Please. Stop. Please. Mr.
But they might give the MVP to Shea. Oh, I think they are going to, which is a travesty. If you, like, even a little bit of examination, a little bit of examining of the numbers shows that it's not close. Now, there's a chance it will still go to Jokic because right now Denver is kind of in a... I mean, they did lose their most recent game, but they are in a bit of a surge right now. Because OKC is going to get the 1 seed. OKC has the best team in the West. I kind of think they're going to win the title this year. But
Who knows what other secrets I'll learn about.
If Denver, like, say, makes the 2nd or 3rd seed, I think Jokic would have a really good shot. But objectively speaking, it's not close. Jokic is way ahead.
All right. Let's ride out.
Like, it should not be close. Like, Jokic is doing things this year that literally no player has ever done, including Michael Jordan. That's rare. Like he's right now on pace to have the best PER in a lone season that any player's had in history. I think what he adds to the Nuggets per 100 possessions right now is close to 30 points per 100 possessions. That is ridiculous. I think the best MVP seasons have been like 16, 17 points per 100 possessions, which I think Shea is around like 15 or 16 right now. Jokic is adding almost 30 points per game per 100 possessions. That is preposterous.
You'll know when I ain't showing respect, Bill.
Like he's sorry. He's saying the thing.
What goddamn plan, Dutch? Tahiti? Timbuktu?
That's enough. What's wrong with you all? What happened to loyalty?
Yeah. What did? Thank you, Javier. Bill.
I'm playing Dark Souls on stream. I just finished Mass Effect. Oh, dude. Speaking my language, man. I did Mass Effect not too long ago. That's my favorite gaming series of all time. I'm a huge fan of the Souls games, Bloodborne, all of that. Yeah, I love that stuff. I'll be playing those again on stream, no doubt. I love those games. Go to Master Samwise. He did Dark Souls and Dark Souls. Actually, Mahler's Gedelb videos are funny just for the way he says Dark Souls intentionally. Always saying Dark Souls.
Look up ahead. It's one of them. Are you all right, son?
Eagle flies. He needs help. They all need help.
Quick, somebody help him.
Every time he did 10 pull-ups. Every time he died. That's pretty funny. That's a lot of pull-ups, especially if you're a first-time player. have to get together for a stream sometime. I'd be open to it. Uh-oh, fire! For every larger donation, he added 5 burpees and stacks, too. Good gourd.
It's a massacre.
We gotta help these men.
And anyone see eagle flies?
There, going across the walkway.
Got what you wanted, Dutch.
You coming, Arthur?
I'm gonna try and save him. This fight is unwinnable. You go and distract them and let me get to him.
Have it your way. The rest of you...
Hey, Burger
ride
King
with
slogan.
me. Let's meet up at the factory. Let's ride! Yeah!
Go with him. Try and help there. I'm better off alone.
We're riding with you.
Come on, then.
What's going on, Booge? Oh, the music. That was quite the musical kick in there. Well, you know what they say, Waylon, there's lots of Springfield, so maybe this was just a different city. Got him. Not anymore. Oh, that was right in the mouth.
This regiment is a joke.
Wow, really, Arthur? I may buy Ninja Gaiden 4. Yeah, I thought Ninja Gaiden 4 looked pretty good. Are you gonna buy the remaster of 2? Ninja Gaiden 2 Black? I mean, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black? I guess you have to pause when you say that. Did I just kill that guy with wood shrapnel? That's kind of cool. Because I felt like if I just shot the box and it, like, killed him. That's kind of neat.
Arthur, get up. Thank you. All of you. We need to go. Where are my men? Where are my men? We saw some fighting by the factory. That's where Dutch is.
No, there was a remaster. Yeah, they released the remaster to 2 the day they did the trailer. It was very, very covert. Like a ninja. It dropped in on us like a ninja. And Boosh is saying Ninja Gaiden Black. Yep, Ninja Gaiden 2. And Ninja Gaiden... Then the stupid Ninja Gaiden 3. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 3 was rough. Oh, there's a guy behind me. Up there! Ooh, this is quite a shootout. To screw in a light bulb! That guy is not getting points for alertness, that's for sure. They're going to the Vegas FNT meetup. I won't be. I know a couple people who probably are, but I don't know if they're in the chat or not. We did get one, didn't we? I'm not sure what you're referring to. These 4 homesteads? Well, they are shooting at me, Boosh. So there's that. It's mostly the them shooting their guns at me. Moving up, moving up. He's got a Gatling. I'm not invading their home. It's not even a house. Whoa! Yeah, that was awesome. Bendova, how you doing? I hope you got to see that just now. If not, rewind about 20 seconds. That was cool. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it was. I was thinking Lords of the Fallen. I don't care for Lords of the Fallen. Did I just get killed? What the heck? What just happened? Peta? Who the heck is Peta? It's physical only for PS5. Oh, wow. Really? Interesting. I guess that doesn't surprise me. I mean, most physical media kind of dying there. Now him I shot in the pee-pee. He's bleeding out. Oh, okay, they say it. They've got Peta. Yeah, well, so there's the original Lords of the Fallen, and then there's the kind of the reboot they did. I've played a bit of the reboot. It's awful. Like, the reboot is, like, well, the original version is just awful. It's just really bad. I've heard the reboot is better, but not great. That's what I've heard so far from most people. It is a good-looking game. I would agree with you there. But I know the OG game that they released. That one sucked. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay for it because it was a PS Plus game. Hang on, we're gonna take some Deadeye juice or whatever. Bloody die. That was a whole lot of shooting there.
Hello, son.
You act like I just joined you when I have the highest kill count.
Arthur, ain't you?
Just a regular good guy, same as always.
What is it with you, Arthur? What is it?
I don't get you. Don't get you no more.
Oh, the doubting. The doubting. Come on, get him out of here. All of you. Come on. Let's go finish things.
Finish what?
Oh, the doubts. You know why I wanted them to attack this place?
I have no idea.
Javier, you get them and you go.
I have gamers in the chat, so let me ask. I have a Switch.
Rest of you,
They have a ton of FF7 on there finally. I haven't played it yet. Does anyone know if the remastered or the definitive is better? Okay, real quick. Are we talking the OG FF7? Like the one that released on PS3 where they did that one? I would assume that's the one you're talking about. I'm trying to remember the definitive FF7. From what I can see. Okay. I would have to look it up to know exactly which one it is.
It's upstairs on the other side.
I mean, I think with the it's the only game I would play since the others besides Crystal Chronicles has sucked. Okay.
What are we looking for?
Money. You fool. The money. The state bonds here.
I mean, I think with the remastered, you really can't go wrong with it. I guess it depends. Like, what? I don't know what the definitive has it. I don't know what that has with it. Like the remastered, I think is simple enough. They polished the graphics, so you definitely can't go wrong with that one. I don't know exactly what the definitive entails. I mean, definitive might be remastered plus stuff. So I have given Final Fantasy a try other areas, and they're so boring. I've watched the NFF7 walkthrough. Really want to play it. What? Just out of curiosity, what other Final Fantasy games did you play? There are some that are really good, and there are some that are really crappy.
I've been here before.
Check that cupboard by the door.
Money!
I got some cash. How much?
I got him. I got him. I got him. This is it. It's state bonds.
How much?
It's a few $1,000 worth, maybe more. Oh, we are nearly there. Arthur, we're nearly there.
I mean,
Mr.
nearly.
Morgan, let's go home.
I've only played FF10 and 10-2. I like 10 a lot. 10-2 is a little goofy, but I didn't hate it. I've played 7, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, and 15. Those are the ones I've played. Richard the Lionheart was supposedly 6'5". Wow. I want to say FF14. Was the one, just out of curiosity, Jeanette, was the one you played an online game, or was it an online game, or was it single player but you controlling a party? What's up, Abomination AJ?
Gentlemen, we're here for you.
Your friend?
Get in there. Shoot him. Find him now.
Because Bizarre Blonde Guy fighting in the desert sadly doesn't narrow it down much. That's actually pretty common with Final Fantasy games. It's kind of funny that trope exists. Oh, I tried the one with the boy band in the convertible. Yeah, that was, that's 15. I don't like 15. Not online, I had a PS2 at the time. Okay, I think the one you're referring to is 10 then. Which I like 10. I think 10's really awesome, but I would say this. If you don't like 10, I don't know how you're going to feel about 7. You might still like it, but because 7's, you know, it looks different and it's stylistically somewhat different, but it still is very much turn-based. But 10 definitely has a better story than 7 does, so if it's a story thing, I'd be surprised if you liked 7. Find the characters engaging at all. I liked the... hang on. I like the characters in 7. Interesting. I couldn't do 15. Not a fan of boy band wearing all black. Oh, so you did Crisis Core. Okay. I never played Crisis Core. Crisis Core is actually, to my understanding, a very different game, but... I mean, you might like it. But Cloud is gay, right? No. Oh, crap, I got killed. No, Cloud isn't gay. 10-3 will happen one day. I'll be honest, I doubt it. I highly doubt they'll ever do a 10-3. Kingdom Hearts went downhill. I agree. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are awesome games, but that's kind of where it should end. I think the game got kind of lodged up its own backside a little too much. it tried to go like really, really deep with its lore, and it gets ridiculous after a very short amount of time. And I hate Aerith. I'm not a big Aerith fan either. I like Tifa way more. Tifa's way better. I actually streamed the FF7 remake. It was okay, but I wasn't like huge on it. It's a very different game from its old version. Like, it's barely the same. It's only the same game kind of in name only. Yeah, Tifa's cool. I like Tifa. Kingdom Hearts did a Zelda. I'm curious what you mean by that. Because I think Zelda's maintained its quality for the most part. Even though, granted, I kind of find Breath of the Wild a bit overrated. Though I'd still call it a great game, but I still think Ocarina of Time's the best one. So, I mean, so many Zelda entries are good. Zelda's a game they haven't gotten wrong in a long time. Whoa.
He got one! A white one! Dad? I need help!
Ocarina's hard to beat, yeah. Breath, I have no regrets. I mean, I certainly don't regret it. Oh, jeez. It's like the Saving Private Ryan thing. Too deep with their lore, confuse itself. Ocarina of Time's my fave. Uh-oh. Hey.
You silly fool!
I both loved and hated Breath of the Wild. I mean, my issue with Breath of the Wild is I love the way you can traverse the world, and I love its openness, but too much of it feels empty to me.
You ran away. Oh, I did no such thing. Don't be a
If you're on
fool.
PS5, try
Back here.
AI Limit Demo. It's a new Souls game like that. Some cool mechanics. Nice. I am on PS5, so
And with the train job,
Princess in Breath of the Wild sucked.
you got a whole
I actually see. Here's the. I think the story in general wasn't very good. I think that's one of the.
is coming to
I think it's the worst version of Ganon I've seen. I did not like what they did with Ganon at all.
As you wish. Usually is nowadays.
Sure.
Come on. We gotta get back to camp and prepare.
I still haven't played
Let's
Tears of
ride.
the Kingdom.
I'll be back when I can.
I'll stay with you.
Let me see. AI
And so will I.
No, get out of here.
AI Limit
This ain't
Demo.
gonna be nothing nice.
Be safe, Arthur.
All right, come on. Let's get him to what Pete
AI
says.
Limit. I'm gonna try to remember that because I'm on PS5, so I'd like to
Hold on, my friend.
I'd like to give that a go. Shifting Dragon and Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
We will.
he's kind of just like a
My friend,
force
I'm sorry
of
about
evil
this.
energy or something. It's so vague.
You have nothing to be sorry for.
And granted, like Zelda stories are always at least somewhat vague, but they're not incoherent.
I guess my thinking is he used
Like I feel like they went so open with the world that they didn't pay. Like I feel like the story became very secondary, and that annoys me.
Nobody made us do anything.
Like for all of Breath of the Wild's strengths and gameplay, story-wise, it's just weak.
We couldn't believe
If I could have both the Ocarina of Time's graphics of Breath of the Wild, yeah.
never have gone this far.
Yeah, if you had the aesthetics of Breath of the Wild, but Ocarina of Time's story attention,
Sick and weak.
that'd be such a great mix.
With you,
I need to watch Flash get Zelda Royale. I've never heard of that. Interesting.
you okay, Charles?
Not really. All this death, and for what? Just so we can have enough money to be able to run away from what we've done?
There used to be some reason to it. Lines that couldn't be crossed. We even helped some folk. Those lines been gone for some time now.
The time has come for us to draw our own lines, Arthur. Decide where we go from here.
I swear, back there, Dutch just stood and watched. If If it wasn't for Eagle Flies, I'd be...
I know.
Link's all battle, even Dark Link shows up. Wow.
Told us never to be.
Maybe. He's just become more who he really is. I don't know anymore. I just feel like a fool.
That money, those bonds, whatever it is, I don't want a cent. There's too much blood on it.
Let's just get this boy to his father.
Would you want a Catcher in the Rye movie?
My friend,
I'll be honest, it's been so long since I've read Catcher in the Rye, I don't really remember it that well. I read that book when I was young.
This won't be in vain. We will try to round up more men from the north, wherever we can. Many are ready to fight.
No, this is over. For all of us.
Hey, slow down.
May catch a Catcher in the Rye.
Okay, stick with us, Arthur.
So, yes, what were you talking about?
Peita!
Yes,
Peita!
it's okay, brother. Save your breath. We're not too far.
Poor Peter.
I know, brother.
Loki Collins the boss.
We'll get
Interesting.
you there as fast as we can.
Have you read any Cormac McCarthy, Jeanette? Up until recently, he was my favorite living author, although he's passed away. But now he's passed away, so that's why he's no longer my favorite living author. But yeah, he wrote books like The Road, No Country for Old Men, Blood Meridian. Yes, I highly recommend Cormac McCarthy. He's very outside. His material can be quite harrowing. We'll put it that way. But if you want to read a book that will make you weep your eyeballs out, read The Road. That's a good entry level one. The Road will rip your heart out. Though in a way that's meaningful and worthwhile. But if you want like an easy page turner, No Country for Old Men's great for that. And it's very like the book the adaptation they did movie wise is excellent. Josh Brolin was hanging with Cormac when he passed. Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting. But yeah, No Country for Old Men is an excellent book, and the movie adaptation is pretty spot on. There's very little they could have done to make that movie better, as an adaptation and as a movie. The movie The Road is good. It's kind of hard to film that book perfectly because there's some things in that book you're probably not going to put on film in very memorable parts. So, because The Road is rough. It's a rough book. But, because it's very post-apocalyptic and it's following a father and a son. And it's got some pretty harrowing things in it, but it's outstanding. They became good friends and such. Brolin was there on his deathbed. Yeah, that's what I wondered, is if because of No Country that made them friends. That's cool. Time TV show, that'd be cool. Yeah. But so much of it is bad fantasy and cheap fantasy. I have not read Wheel of Time yet. So if you read the book, I would like to... No, I've heard it's great. I've heard the Wheel of Time novels are really good. I've read some of The Witcher, which I like The Witcher, but to my understanding, The Witcher very much is a ripoff of Elric, which I am wanting to get into Elric now.
what are they gonna do now?
But yeah, I've heard Elric's awesome.
I'll stay and help them.
Yeah, I'll stay too.
No, my friend. You have others who need you. Good people.
I wanted to do Witcher 2. Yeah, I mean, the Witcher novels, the ones that I've read are pretty good. Yeah, reading is expensive, yeah.
I'm sorry,
And I'll say this, that there are a lot of places on YouTube where you can find audiobooks where you can just listen to them, and it's not like you have to pay anything. You can just listen. It's just got to have a lot of time, and you got to know where to, hold your place in those, but they do have audiobooks there. Do you still put Peyton Manning ahead of Joe Montana? Well, the way I like to try to specify that position is to say that if I was putting a team together, I would pick Peyton Manning over Joe Montana. Oh, Arthur. And to that position, yes, I hold. I think Joe is more of a product of his system than Peyton was. I think Joe had the greater career, and I think that's pretty obvious. But I would want Peyton under center for me before Montana.
Please, drink. Drink this.
This is that family I helped, I think. Are they Dutch? A Dutch family helping me? Are they the true Dutch?
Sie haben uns gerettet, als wir wirklich Hilfe brauchten.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, Jeanette, because I feel like a lot of people, because of, look, Tolkien has done so many great things for fantasy, that people don't like to be critical of him. I know, Waylon, I was just messing about. That they don't, but I'm like, look, guys, it's okay to say you love Tolkien while acknowledging that his books aren't perfect. His books are not perfect. His books have some issues. There are things in the movie that are better than the books. It's okay to say that, because it's true. As the showrunner for Wheel of Time TV was recently fired from the God of War TV. I saw that and I was like, thank God. Thank God, because I'm like, no, I was like, no thanks. I don't want him on God of War. If there's any chance of God of War being good, get him away from it. Having the elves show up at Helm's Deep. I was a kid. Well, it's not even just that. The Battle of Helm's Deep is actually shown in the movies. They don't even really... it's not really written about. It's just you kind of get there after, if I remember correctly. I think the character development of Boromir is so much better in the movie. It is so much better. I'll be honest, I'm not too high on, like, because if you read the books, Faramir is practically a saint. I mean, and I think Tolkien doesn't quite realize that he's undermining the ring by making Faramir basically immune to it. I'm like, that's not a good thing. I'm the only. I seem to be the only one who likes the Hobbit movies. I love those. I mean, I definitely don't love them. I think they have gobs of issues, but I mean, I don't hate them, but I don't particularly love them either. I watched them and I was just kind of like, I wouldn't call them good movies. I'd say that they have good things about them. And I've heard some people say that people have edited those three movies together to make like one great cohesive movie. I'd be curious about seeing that. But, well, there was a juxtaposition between Boromir. Yeah, and I understand that. I just think it's a bad juxtaposition. I don't think it's the right juxtaposition. Rings of Power is unwatched. Oh, Rings of Power is pathetic. How is that thing still alive? Holy crap. How many times can I shoot the thing in the head before it dies? Oh my gosh! Got me into Warhammer. Says it's the only way he'll watch Things movies and Hobbit movies. He shot it in the head twice. Yeah, the first time. The third one was apparently the charm. By the way, mountain lions are not that... Like, you get attacked by a lot of mountain lions with this. Mountain lions are not that aggressive. I mean, they can be aggressive. They can hurt you bad. They can kill you if you're not careful. But, they're definitely nowhere near as dangerous as the game depicts them. Skin that thing and wear... Well, it's that would be a poor condition mountain lion corpse, so I'm like, I don't bother. It was purely a self-defense kill, and try to get to the end of this. It gave us some great British content on review. Well, yeah, I mean, Jeanette, probably, I think my two, or at least my highest performing review on my channel is Rings of Power. So, yeah, I mean, my first, like, long-form video essay was Rings of Power, so that video taught me a lot. And granted, I'm still learning a lot of stuff. I'm still finding my way in certain respects, but that was a big one. Disparu and Johnny Law. Wait, yeah. Well, Disparu, the one that really got him going was probably Willow. They still joke about Disparu and Willow, like we need to bring that one back so he can have that to cover again, because that was great. And I'm like, yeah, that was pretty great. The fact that they basically, like you can't find Willow anywhere now. It's hilarious. His Willow review is top, yeah. Oh, they were so funny. Are you trash talking Tolkien again? No, I'm being objective. I'm just saying, look, I love Tolkien. Love him. But he's not perfect, guys. He wasn't perfect. It's okay to say that.
What you talking about? Pearson left. Old uncle. The traitors. Both gone at dawn. They said young Tilly they were running to save themselves. I think Mary Beth left as well. So it goes. They are goddamn cowards, Arthur. Cowards. Of all the time we spent.
Because he was the only one covering the Wheel of Time show. Yeah, I know he was covering that.
This is a tough time. You ain't doing too well, but we, our community, we will survive.
Chris's style is phenomenal.
They will not crush us.
I love the Silmarillion.
But if we let Jack and the women free, well then maybe we can freedom.
Shadiversity was too, but I stopped watching them some time ago. Alright, see you, Jacob. Like, Shadiversity to me, like, his stuff, it's weird because he's actually, like, subscriber-wise bigger than a lot of them. But, I kind of feel like what he talks about, at least with, like, weapons and stuff like that, I mean, it's like, that's gonna really just kind of appeal to specific people. And really only when they have kind of a popular piece of content that they can kind of work off of. Talks over Tirith and others way too much. I mean, I don't watch Shad enough to really... Like, I kind of get what you're talking about, because I've seen him on, like, other people's channels. Like, I've seen him... I've seen him on, like, EFAP and stuff like that. Which, I think, EFAP's a really fun environment to listen to all of those guys. But,
insist. Yeah.
I've never been frequent to his stuff. If he's covering something I'm interested in, I watch him, but...
Whatever you think is
for
best,
author Akira Toriyama or Tolkien?
See to it.
Hang on.
Now, we gonna rob a train? Sure. We will survive.
I mean, Akira Toriyama's the guy behind Dragon Ball, right? I mean, I'm not a Dragon Ball fan, so I wouldn't know how to prepare them. EFAP does get a little too autistic at times. I mean, they're kind of up my alley, so it's I'll be honest, I don't have... I mean, I guess it depends on the subject, but... And I'm not saying always that their arguments work, but... I mean, generally speaking, I enjoy the heck out of watching EFAP. And Jamal till he deep trashed a game that didn't deserve such treatment. Which game was that? I mean, because here's the thing. I don't mind if somebody trashes something that I like. and I don't know if it's fair to abandon someone when they talk down about something you like. But because to me it's like it depends on the arguments that they're making. Because I'm like, I disagree with some of Mahler's. Well, I should say I like things that Mahler doesn't. Let me put it that way. But generally speaking, I.
John, you go get that dynamite. We'll meet back up outside of Saint Denis.
Generally speaking, I think he makes good arguments. Well, I'm curious, which thing was it, Jeanette?
It's this way. I hid the wagon down here after we blew the bridge.
Even though he hadn't played. Well, which game was it?
Goddamn group of us to be riding back into Saint Denis.
Yeah. I heard the Pinkertons have pretty much taken over Van Horn. There's a whole heap of men in there. Things are close.
Outlast. Wow, Outlast was a long time ago. Really? He covered Outlast a while back. His Star Wars stuff came after Outlast.
Should be just through these trees.
That's curious. Did you just see the Outlast coverage after Star Wars? Yeah, that came... To my understanding, he did Outlast, like, well before.
Okay. It's in the back.
I guess I asked because it's possible he doesn't cover things exactly the same way anymore. But I mean, again, it's one thing. I mean, it's like... To me, it's like, okay, does it get...
Got it. All right. Let's get this.
I guess my point is, I wouldn't want to abandon a creator just because I think they flub on something.
So listen.
Like, I'll be honest, like, some of Drinker's videos and coverage of various movies, I not only will occasionally disagree with his takes, I think that they're genuinely bad takes, where I don't think he's paid that much of attention to what he watched. Like, he has made videos that I'm like, I think that's kind of a substandard take where you weren't paying that much of attention to it. I still like him. I still like him a lot. I'm just like, I know you're a busy guy, so I'll let that one slide. It's fine. It happens. I got into the Star Wars coverage and watched the backlog. Yeah, well, I mean, to me, that would at least signify that he's gotten better at it, you know? Now, granted, I haven't played Outlast, so I can't really judge whether his critiques were fair. I've watched a little bit of what he said about Outlast, but I haven't played it.
One last train.
Guest ever, and I don't even like Ryan's regular content. Ryan on the Acolyte had me dying. Yeah, he is somebody I like watching. I enjoy as a guest. I'll be honest, JXE cracks me up when he's a guest. JXE's... I can't... like, it's funny because, like, he's... I think he calls himself a femboy, which, of course, like, I'm like, okay, that's a little icky to me and weird. But he's undeniably funny. Like, JXE does crack me up. I'm not going to pretend he doesn't make me laugh. He's really funny. Like, some of the best EFAP segments are things he kind of advertently or inadvertently spurs forward. They're really funny. So he's a guest I enjoy. I do enjoy when Ryan's on there. He is really funny on there, and kind of like you, I'm not a regular watcher of Geeks and Gamers at all. Never really have been. I've watched a little bit of them here and there, but I'm just like, yeah. It's bad when even Ryan George does something on the Acolyte. I've heard of Greg Owen. I don't know Ryan George. Balls of Wolf Wang is still yeah, that one's really funny. The Balls Above Wang segment is really funny. I mean, on personal stuff, I mean, Rags and me would be in much disagreement on various things, but Rags cracks me up. Pitch meeting is ready. Oh, okay. I've seen a couple of the pitch meeting things. They're okay. They're alright. They don't, like, blow me away or anything, but they're alright. I like them. I mean, I've seen plenty of them where I don't think they're funny at all, but they've had a couple that I'm like, yeah, it's alright, that's pretty decent.
All right. Cleet.
Nearing the end, guys. We're nearing the end.
John, you and Arthur are gonna
This
board
Coraline
the
vid
train.
was
Follow my
one of the
guide.
best. I
Join
don't think
once
I've
they
seen that.
stop the train.
Here she comes.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Should I just sneak on now?
God damn it. Well, everybody mount up.
We still going through with this?
Of course we are.
First one I saw was Game of Thrones season 8. But
Get on that train.
Arthur, go faster! My gosh. I think this is where John gets left behind. Barely an inconvenience is something I say daily at work, and none of the guys who work for me get it. What the heck? Horse, what'd you do? What the heck? I hit the jump button. My gosh. Let's get all the way off my back about that. Yeah, you're all making references I don't know.
Come on, Arthur. We gotta get on that train. We can jump on at the side.
Alright. Move it, move it.
Arthur, come on.
There we go. Tell that to Zod's. That's an all-timer. I'll be honest, like one of my favorite things that EFAP does is they're just when they do EFAP movies. EFAP movies crack me up. I was listening to their one for the OG and the remake of Mulan. That is hilarious. Some of the stuff that came from that stream is just gold.
Push up on him. Good fucking sons of bitches.
This reminds me of Karl Marx. This is the only thing that brings me joy. Oh, that was the brown table vid is just classic. Sexual harassment. But I'll tell you the one that I watch the most frequently is probably the Trungos segment. The Trungos segment has me in stitches every freaking time. There's so much funny stuff that comes out of the Trungos thing.
Who knows?
Excited for Mulan when I saw it, then the trailer I gagged. Without Mushu, it just isn't Mulan. Oh gosh, like Mulan's remake is appallingly stupid.
This don't feel like the old days.
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cow! But yeah, I despise the Mulan remake. It's accidental meme machine. Oh, Chris Stuckman's. His stuff's garbage. Oh, that's inconvenient. Trungos is the best, yeah. I love the Trungos. True, Mulan is hilarious. Yeah, I love it. It's training and they all need to be perfect, so he kicks him out. So Mulan's father would have been sent home. Uh-oh, whoops, whoopsie. Yeah, movie Bob or a Nazi was really funny. Yeah. That one was really good. Wow, that's... You gotta be strong to pick up a minigun like it's nothing. Oh, shoot. He doesn't know Chris Stuckman didn't like Blade Runner. Oh, not until he saw it several times. By the way, if you watch their segment where they're covering his terrible book about the most useless book I've ever seen, his take of No Country for Old Men is very similar. So what's funny is like when I first started watching like movie critics on YouTube, Stuckman was one of the first ones I watched frequently. Because that's kind of what I just thought movie criticism was just people kind of giving opinions and whatnot. And I didn't really think much of it other than just, oh, I wonder if this person likes what I like. It really wasn't until I started working towards making my own channel and I attempted his style that I realized how vapid it was. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. It was kind of a moment of disillusionment. Shannon Muller was, oh gosh, remarkable Republican. Tywin Lannister, homosexual. Oh, and their coverage of well, we'll call him Knobs, so no BS. Oh gosh, you would talk, that dude is cringe, but their coverage of him is still legendary. There's also a giant midget in it. It's almost like it's almost like he's transitioning. Pretty degenerate nonetheless. It's like, what? Yeah, I saw that. I actually am able to watch EFAP usually about every weekend because I work 11, well now I work 12-hour shifts. Oh shoot. That's not a Gatling gun, it's a water-cooled machine. Interesting. Well, it's heavy was my point. It looks heavy. Because I work 12-hour shifts, I often will watch like an episode of EFAP during the weekend. It's fun.
We need to go for the money. Come on. The money should be in the front carriage.
Yeah, it's how it is. Maybe about 80 pounds. Yeah, and having tuberculosis lifting 80 pounds the way he did. I mean, Arthur's strong. I get it, but I don't know. I feel like he would have strained just a little bit more. What are you doing? That was even worse. There's no money on this train. I think, doesn't Dutch already have it? Or something like that? I don't know. That's a look. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, get off the go. We need to go for the money.
I keep thinking they want me to jump up on something.
Money should be
But...
in the front carriage. Okay, quick. Let's blow a hole.
Yeah, he is.
The money's in their carriage.
Alright, guess I better blow this thing.
Hurry up, partner. We ain't got a whole lot of track left.
Whoops. At least they're fine.
We gotta do this now. The bridge is coming up fast.
Okay, there. See, there was no button prompts. I was like, what do y'all want?
Here we go.
You okay, Sadie? Sadie just fell over. She's like, here we go. Ah!
We got something! Catch!
There is money.
Wait, there's more!
Oh, but we got some of their boys with us.
Morgan! The driver's dead! This thing ain't stopping! We got to
Beginning of the Marines, they're using the same machine gun. At the beginning of it, the Marines are using the same thing. Interesting. Ow. Whee!
Jesus. We're alive, just about. Well, let's move.
It's Chris Christie's daily intake of lard. That's a lot of lard.
Where's John? I tried. He didn't make it. That patrol killed him. We had to run.
Come on, let's go. Before another patrol turns up.
Ha! Ha!
Have you seen Christie? I mean, Boosh, come on. I could see him if I was on the moon. He's practically adjacent to us all right now. Here we go, y'all. This is the last mission before the epilogue.
They took Abigail. I saved Jack. We hid, but they took Abigail.
All right, have a good one, Hyperbolic Ninja. It was good to meet you today, and I'm looking forward to checking out your stuff. I will see you later.
We gotta let her go. John's, well, sorry, son. Without John, she's just bait. Got a bunch of money, Dutch. She's just a girl. They won't do nothing to her. But me and the boys know.
Well, I'm going to finish off the story. The epilogue, I won't do. The epilogue's going to take a while. There's actually a lot in the epilogue.
Boy been made an orphan. It ain't like that. What is it like?
I wanna live, cowpoke. I still got the choice. Dutch, it's just a girl.
You're right. Micah, it pains me to say it, Arthur. But he's right.
Hutch! Come on, boys.
Yeah!
Well, I guess that's that then. All them goddamn years.
Come on, Arthur. Let's go get her. You and me is all we need.
Miss Tilly. Here. Take this. You take this money, too. Take Jack, and you wait at Copperhead Landing for Abigail and Mrs. Adler.
Thank you, Arthur.
You're a good girl. You live a good life now, you hear?
All right, Arthur. I'll miss.
Me too, sweetheart. Me too. Jack, come here.
The feels? No!
Go get your mama.
Why is Micah still alive? Because we haven't done the epilogue yet.
Ride with me.
If they're putting her on a boat, they'll probably dock at the north end of town. So I reckon we should go in the other way.
Sure, guess. I don't know. God, those goddamn bastards.
Look, just follow me, okay? We're gonna get this done, Arthur.
We're gonna get it done, and we're gonna learn some stuff here too.
Now he don't care if he orphans his friend's child so long as he gets rich. All this goddamn talk all them years. Seems like it was always a lie. Or he went crazy. What a mess.
Sure. Guess he began to believe he was God or something.
I don't know. I'm sorry you got dragged into this. Into us.
Listen, if you hadn't shown up in my house that night, I'd be dead. And even this bullshit beats dead.
I thought I could find a way to get John, Abigail, and Jack out of this mess. Give them a life. Seems I left it too late.
If we could still get Abigail, maybe her and Jack will be okay.
John, Hosea, Mac, Davy, Jenny, Sean, Lenny. We have to put an end to this. An eagle flies. Another angry fool he used just like he did with the rest of us.
Like I said, Arthur, we don't need them. We're gonna make this right. Me and you together. What's left of it. Now come on.
Arthur named all 7 of his toes. Those are nice named toes.
Okay, here we are. Let's ditch the horses and come up with a plan.
We need a plan.
How you feeling?
Okay.
I'm glad we agree on movies. Had fun doing live streams with you last year on Theros and playlist. Hey, I had fun with those too. Hopefully we'll get to do more.
That ain't what you mean.
The Vanderlyn gang again, but it would be interesting to see the moment when Dutch started to fall. I kind of feel like it's good to leave that up to speculation, but I think it was likely when,
Please.
I honestly think it's when, Comel Driscoll killed the woman he loved. I think that's when it started to fall apart. Yeah, Blue, what the heck? Am I not good enough for you anymore? Is that it? Do you not love me anymore? Yeah, I would like something detached from this story. I kind of feel like we have, enough on You're Always Working. Well, hey, you never know. Like, right now that's the situation, but sometime from now, circumstances could change. Alright, go Sadie.
Goddamn bastards.
Sadie doesn't run like a girl. Get up. There you go. Oh. There we go. Such good music. Anyone else? Anyone else? Oh, here we go. He done. Should do Captain America 4. Yeah, we might be able to do that. I mean, you say I'm always working. I mean, generally that's on the weekends. We could pick a down the road day during the week to pay him to maybe do it. Oh crap. No! They got her.
Mr. Milton, I guess we're gonna have to talk this out like gentlemen.
I don't even know what Gord does. I rule a very small kingdom. But I do factory work. It's very boring, very mundane. Going to be awful. Yeah, I think Captain America 4 is going to be pretty rough.
Oh, you're dead now, Morgan.
Looks like it's going to be kind of a shite show. Hang on, let me get some backy in me. Yeah, something like that, about 4 of them. Yeah. Plus, they should have just kept him at Sam Wilson. Why are they gonna turn him into Captain America? He's just let him be Falcon. I hate this superheroes are a title thing. I think it's dumb. Yeah. That one's up to several reshoots. I just hope there are no reshoots of Baldwin's latest movie. Last thing his movie needs is reshooting. They said they're returning to the comic books. As if that's a good thing. It's like, have you seen modern comic books? I'm the Morganator. Bloody Pinkerton. Ooh, that was kind of brutal. I want my hat. They're gonna butcher Red Hawk? Yeah, probably. Probably. Have another Red Dead than another GTA? Yeah, but we already know we're getting GTA, so... I know they're working on another Red Dead, but I'll be honest, I'm a bit wary of it. Like, I hope they've barely started it. I really hope they've barely started it, because I want, hopefully, for this DEI nonsense to have fallen so hard that they know better than pull that crap again.
Calm down, Mr. Morgan.
But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a few years from now, but we'll see.
That's quite a cough.
Sure. Tuberculosis. I'll be dead soon. And you with me, Mr. Milton.
You'll be dead, sure. But
I don't like
just
Captain America. I'm so
We
sick of
offered you a
him.
deal, Mr.
I love
Morgan.
the first Avengers. That's my favorite Marvel movie.
I'm a fool, Mr. Milton.
Not all you boys have quite so many scruples. Old Micah Bell.
Micah? You mean
Yeah, I agree, Waylon.
O'Shea, sweated her a couple of times, never talked a word, had to let her go. Micah Bell. We picked him up when you boys came back from the Caribbean. And he's been a good boy ever since.
Okay. Okay.
Using your strength, Mr. Morgan.
To the yapping dog, Mr. Milton.
Read all the Wheel and Time in prison. The best show I've ever listened to all of them on Audible. Cool. Got me into Guardians of the Galaxy was rocking a group, honestly. I like Chris Pratt, but I don't like the Star-Lord character. I love Star-Lord. I think Star-Lord's kind of awesome. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, is one of the best ones. Interesting. Interesting blue. I've never read Wheel of Time. I have the first book now. I bought it somewhat recently. I'm going to read it at some point. Find out if they're my cup of tea.
Oh, thank God.
We're gonna kill you. Abigail, you ride mine. Get on, Arthur. Get on.
2 for animal reasons.
You'll be okay.
You stayed away from Guardians 2 for animal reasons, or Guardians 3 for alien reasons? 'Cause yeah, Guardians 3 is the one that has the animal stuff in it. Or are you referring to one of the other mini stories that are being talked about in our chat? Is Guardians 2 really... Yeah, okay, gotcha. Well, Guardians 3, honestly, is not very good. I mean, like, I enjoyed it the first time, fine, but once you start to go into the script... It's not very well done. I mean, they've done far worse, but Guardians 3 has a lot of issues. I'll say this though, I think Guardians 2 is like very underappreciated. I think that's actually a really good I think that's a good MCU movie. I like Guardians 2 a lot. I think that's an unfairly maligned movie by some people. I think a lot of people don't quite understand what good writing is sometimes. I'm like, it's well written. What's the problem? I actually think Guardians 2 is pretty high tier. Guardians 2 is really good. Yeah, Guardians 2 is a very well written film.
Bastards grabbed me outside camp. I was with Tilly and Jack. It happened so fast, I couldn't do anything.
It's all right. Jack and Tilly are fine.
Ladies, I'm fine. Hold up a moment.
Arthur, there's no time.
There's time.
What happened to John? Where's John?
I don't... I think...
Yeah, the soundtracks are great. I agree, Waylon.
What?
He got killed or he got captured.
No.
I'm really sorry,
No!
Abigail. I was on the train and I didn't see it.
No!
Listen, we got Jack. He's safe.
Oh, I know. I've seen it, Boosh.
We'll take you to him. But, John, I want you to know this. He loved you. He loved you, and Jack, he did. He wasn't perfect, but he did. Now, you gotta go get that boy. Go on, get out of here.
Arthur, what are you doing?
I gotta go have a little chat before I get much sicker.
No, Arthur.
Don't you owe Arthur me. Neither of you two. Not now. You both know. You're good women. Good people. Best. You go get that boy. There'll be time for sorrow later.
If you're headed back there, Arthur, take this. I don't need it anymore.
What's that?
There's a chest in them caves. In the back to the left. Hidden under a wagon. Dutch's chest. All our money. I know John told you I knew where it was.
Abigail Roberts.
Always was a good thief.
That you was. Go on, get out of here.
This is a really good song here.
The many miles we walk, the many things we learn, the building of a shrine, only just to burn. That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Oh, you're a good man. I just wish you'd done it before he worked himself into the grave.
Yeah, Red Dead 1 does have better songs, but that's okay.
I'm really sorry for your son. It's a hell of a thing.
Whitey.
All you can do now is decide the man you want to be for the time you have left.
Me at your back. Good fortune touch your hand. May the cards lay out astray. All from your command.
I sang this for Cruz, sadly, before he joined. Guitar and all. Oh.
That's the way it is.
You saved my life. You're a good man.
That's real gay, it is. That's real gay, it is.
You know there ain't enough kindness in this world, that's for sure.
Maybe it's a sign, Arthur. Try to do the good thing.
I wonder if I could, like, turn my horse and just, like, ride off a cliff, like Thelma Louise style. I'm not gonna do that, though, but I'm just wondering.
Get Get them bags packed up quick, Miss Grimshaw. Come on, all of you.
Well, we're doing our best.
Hurry.
Early in the...
Ain't got
I
long.
kind of agree.
Hurry.
We just got plenty of time.
Glad I'm not the only one who likes Guardians 2. Heck yeah, man. Guardians 2 is awesome.
A little chat.
Blacklong, you're back. Hooray.
I just saw Agent Milton, Dutch. Abigail shot him. She's okay. Not that you care too much about that. You rats. All of you. Seems old Micah was pretty close with Milton.
What the hell are you talking about, cowpoke?
You talked.
That's a goddamn lie.
Dutch.
Dutch, think of the future.
Milton told me.
And you believe him, Blacklung? You believe him?
It all makes sense now.
No, it damn well doesn't.
Dutch. Think.
Dutch, be practical now.
Dutch!
John?
You left me. Left me to die. My boy. I didn't have a choice. John, I didn't have a choice. Left me! All of you, you pick your side now because this is over.
That line's classic.
All them years, Dutch.
No, that's actually from Infinity War, I think.
Oh, be quiet, cowpoke. Be quiet. You live in
Isn't
the
it?
clouds.
No.
Yeah.
You be quiet, Mr. Bell, and put down your gun.
There's Pinkertons coming fast.
Now! Who amongst you is with me?
Oof.
And who is betraying me? Well, I'll be here. Think for yourself.
He's lying. He's lying.
Put your guns down! God damn it! Move! You ready, John? Yeah. Everyone get down!
This is Agent Ross with the Pinkerton Detective Agency. Put your guns down. We gotta go. Come on. They're all yours, Morgan. We got you now. All of you, hold it right there.
Come on, Arthur! Into the caves! Quick!
To the caves.
Son of a bitch got me.
They're running into the cave. Chase them down. Go, go, after them.
We are running.
Stay with me, Arthur!
Oh, I probably should have done that. There we go. I found him.
Keep going! I see him!
That way I can see better. Granted, they can see me, but who cares? I'm about to die, so.
Let's keep moving! Drop that cocksucker! Hey, those bastards left me for dead! Seems that's what they do now! Kill 'em, boys! Let's go, Arthur, push!
Stop, are you? Alright, put your guns on the ground.
Why would I put my guns on the ground? You all are actively shooting at me.
We should have killed him months ago. Come on, Arthur, with me. Arthur, you go up first.
I want them out of there now. Dead or alive. You
Yeah, Janet, I'll warn you, animal moment coming.
Abigail's safe. So's Jack. Where are they? It was Sadie.
I do remember that, Waylon.
Thank you. back. Like I said.
Arthur, we gotta go! Come on, run! Pinkerton's in the trees ahead! Look out! Come on, Arthur! Yeah!
I swear the tone, like, kind of the tone of this sort of reminds me of the ending to 310 to Yuma.
Stop right there and drop your weapon! Shit, they're on the road! Follow me! Right, Arthur, right!
There we go. Let's get moving. Get moving.
Pinkerton's on the left! They'll keep the others busy! They're all over us! Come on, let's move!
Oh. They got the horse. They got Wombonius.
Come on, brother. Let's go.
Give me a sec.
Come on.
Wombo.
Push, Arthur.
Thank you.
Arthur. Come on, Arthur.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, what about the money?
I actually really had that horse for a long time.
Give me the key.
I head down there. I'm dead in 5 minutes. I got a family. That's more important.
Maybe you're right, but
You want the money?
Interesting.
You head down. I gotta go to my family. Arthur.
I'm coming with you. I'm gonna get you out of this bullshit. It's the last goddamn thing I do.
Thank you. Ah, shit! Let's go! We need to find higher ground. Don't worry about them. They'll just be going back for the money. We need to get the hell out of here!
We gotta help Joan.
Let's get up this cliff.
You go.
Come on, Arthur. Keep pushing. Get behind a rock.
Get behind Iraq.
Oh. God damn it, they're everywhere. Get out. Head.
There we go.
Let's go. Come on. Come on, we need to get going. We need to
There we go.
get out of here. Let's go. All right, Arthur, come on, let's go.
You go.
Keep pushing, Arthur.
No. No. I think I've pushed all I can.
Come on.
You go.
We ain't got time for this. Not now.
We ain't both gonna make it. Go. Now. I'll hold them off. It would mean a lot to me. Please. There ain't no more time for talk. Go.
Arthur.
Go to your family.
Arthur!
Get the hell out of here and be a goddamn man. You're my brother. I know. God damn you bastards!
Good stuff there, good stuff. I know, old Wumbo. That made that moment actually hit a little bit harder, because I know, well, granted, the first time it happened, I had the horse for a good while, but nowhere near as long, that's for sure.
I got you now, Black Lung. Right. You're right. I'm a survivor, Black Lung. A survivor. That's all there is. Living and dying.
I don't bet that hurt.
Oh, Black Lung, you don't know how much I long to do this. Hope you're ready for hell.
Kill him!
Can't even kill a dying man.
This is where it ends for you.
That's another 3 months to cover. Ah, that sucks, man.
Still got a little fight in you, have you, boy?
Quick, Arthur, give him tuberculosis. Kick him in the weenie. Stab his pecker.
Can't you see? I won.
You've lost.
No, I thought I said I'd won. Well, that's good, Bruce.
You goddamn traitor.
You ain't no man.
Twist the beanie.
All there is. Winning and losing. Oh, Black Lung. You ain't gonna reach that gun. You ain't.
Do the thing where you drop the knife and then you stab him.
You lost.
Did I tell you about that weirdo Rachel Levine? I forget. I mean, I know who Rachel Levine is, so.
Best efforts to concentrate. It turns out I've won. God damn you. It is over. Now, Arthur. It's over. Oh, Dutch. He's right. You know it, and I know it.
He's sick. He's dying. He's talking crazy.
I gave you all I had. I did.
Come on. Dutch. Let's go, buddy. We made it. We won. Come on.
Sean made it. He's the only one. The rest of us. I tried. In the end, I did.
Come on. Let's go. We can make it. Come on, Dutch.
Oh, I'm not crying, no worries. I'm just engaged. I'm invested. See, he was rooting for himself to die as he plays for. I don't doubt it. Micah's actor, isn't that Troy Baker? I know it has 3 endings. I got the best one. Nice. I don't think I've done the bad ending. Peter Blumquist. Oh, okay, gotcha. He turned into a deer. You would think that Marston would, then he'd be John Deere. Shot for breakfast the next morning. Oh no. Oh no. The venison rose with the settings. Rose with the sun. And there you go. That's the end of the main game. Now we're into the epilogue.
That was close. Too close. We brought that trouble on ourselves.
By we, you mean me.
It wasn't me who went and shot him.
Seemed like he deserved shooting.
I'm sure he did. But I've been thinking, ain't it about time you stop being the man making them decisions?
I'm trying.
Are you?
I think so.
We gotta find someplace to lay low. Keep quiet.
Maybe Dutch was right. Maybe we should have just gone to Tahiti.
Is that it with you? Tahiti or killing? Come on, John. Please, try.
Try what?
We gotta live somewhere for more than just a few days.
I agree, Waylon.
Okay. Let's see.
Really, Red Dead has 4 endings. Interesting.
Strawberry. What do you know about Strawberry?
I know they like good, honest, hard-working men a whole lot more than angry killers. So make yourself good and honest.
I'm always honest. Maybe not always good, but I'm always honest.
My whole life I've been surrounded by fools with moral codes. Here's the moral code. Look out for folks. Stop trying to act like some hero in a book.
What do you know about heroes and books?
My reading's getting pretty good.
We'll read different books then.
The books is Jack's. And, well, maybe he's doing most of the reading, but still.
You're a bad influence on your mother, boy. Boy.
Sorry, sir.
said you're a bad influence. On your mother. With your books.
So the objective is don't run over anyone. It's like they said, look out for folks.
Boy Calloway and the Men from the Moon, or whatever it was.
I'll do my best to find better reading material, Pop.
That what you like then? Western tales? Boy,
What's that, sir?
do you enjoy tales of the Wild West?
Not so much. Anymore. I've been reading about knights. You know, of the Round Table.
The king. What's his name?
There's King Arthur. And there's Sir Lancelot. And the Lady Guinevere. And a whole lot of others.
Those names.
I kind of
Well,
You know what?
I mean, King Arthur, that's a name. I mean, I'm just saying. I would assume we'd agree that's a good name. Arthur's a good name.
I bet that sign says strawberry, don't it? I got a good feeling about this place. Been a long time.
Actually, Abigail, it says penis. So anytime you see that sign that says welcome to, just know that's the town. We're right next to Strawberry.
Why don't you pull up just here?
I'm gonna go see what kind of good, honest work I can
It's
find.
actually illegal in the U.S. to name your son King.
Boots or some such.
Me too. See if me and the boy can find some laundry work or something.
I mean, it can't be illegal as a middle name because my family's used it.
I'm hoping I can help you. I saw the help wanted sign outside.
Sure, but you're a bit old to be stacking groceries and running errands, ain't you, son?
Well, I ain't too proud to do nothing. As long as it's honest and it pays.
Time's hard, Mr.
What if
Milton.
What if it's a girl? Can you name her King?
My wife and I and our boy. We was robbed a few days ago. Lucky to get out with our lives we was. Now,
I don't know if it's illegal so much as it's not accepted.
There's bad folk out there.
And it might be a state-to-state thing.
sure.
Well, then maybe you could run some goods up to Pronghorn Ranch for
As a first name,
you
it's
know, head west past
there's a
O&G.
good YouTube tunnel
Follow the road north,
or channel.
right there.
Worst names I've heard.
Where that is, but I'm sure I can find it. I can leave right now.
I feel like I'm hearing new bad ones every day.
Where's the wagon?
It's just outside. I should go tell my wife, and then I can come back and get loaded.
No, my boys can load you up while you go find your wife.
Okay.
What about Czar? Or Emperor? Or Debbie? Doink, 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 doink. Let me check something. Yeah, so that's the reason I'm not stopping yet is because I can't save yet. So, yeah.
Thank you, Doctor.
It should be.
Hey, how you getting on?
I found some work.
Me too.
Delivering goods out to some ranch.
Cleaning a doctor's surgery.
Fine.
Oh, no, not Debbie. What?
This is the way to it.
Come on. Debbie's totally a made-up name. Nobody names their kid Debbie.
I'll stay here. Get on with the work. You deliver them goods and then collect me.
Okay.
And John, I love you. Don't you forget that. Not ever now.
I won't.
Debbie is a Honachi. So with 28 years coming out, I should do a rewatch of Days and Weeks. Would you do those? I'd have to hash out times. I mean, if we can hash out the times, absolutely. And give us a nice balance of good movie versus bad movie, because 28 weeks later is not a good movie. At least I didn't think so the first time I watched it. Maybe I'll think different on rewatch, but I remember not caring for it. But 28 days later, I think is awesome.
Of course.
I didn't watch 28 weeks later. Yeah, I didn't care much for it.
Why are you doing this?
I thought it was a bit of a mess.
West past Owen Sheila, then follow the
check something. Nope, still can't. Ever met a Brianna that wasn't at least a little slow? I am obliged to say I have, because I have a cousin with a child named Brianna. I don't know her particularly well, but I will obligingly say, oh sure, yeah, I know a perfectly decent Brianna. Hawkeye gets burned to death. It's such a spoiler. Alright, no problem, dude. Whoops. Briona? I've never seen Briona as a name. So... Get up, horse! Oh, shoot. Oh, that was good. The wagon became inoperable. From the hospital she worked at and sold them to kids. Oh, she sounds horrible. Her name was Briona? What a bad spelling. Were her parents retarded? Her name's like Tammy. Tammy. Because her multiple felon boyfriend opened fire on the cops. Oh, Brianna Taylor. I don't know if that's how you spell her name. I mean, it's like, she was killed not too far from where I live, so actually she was killed in the city where I grew up. I think the spelling of her name, I think, was a little bit different. Like, I want to say it was maybe 2 N's, maybe an A in there, I don't remember, but I know a bit about the case, sure. I just need to get to a place I can shave. Gotta pick up these goods. Although, if it auto-saves, I might be okay. Let me see. We're at 606. Yeah, it's still... Yeah, the autosave is actually quite far back. Not like super far back, but it's like a good 10 minutes back, so... If I can't do a separate save, then... We're gonna wait for an autosave. A basketball player on the Heat got fouled so hard it rearranged. His name's Dwayne. I don't like Dwayne Wade at all. Yeah, I figured I'd have to finish the mission, but yeah, it's fine. It's another mission. My gosh. How far away is this place? My goodness. Alright. Coming up here. How far away is this? You reviewed Arrival, right? Yeah, over on Pops' channel. That was about a little more than 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I did indeed. Arrival is not very good. It's not good. It's not even good. Arrival is not a good film. 2 miles away. 2 minutes away of 18 miles from Ungrateful Son, you must stray.
Mr. Geddes?
No, sir. Mr. Dickens.
Yes, I am Mr. Geddes. Call me Spa.
Some supplies from the store in Strawberry.
Okay.
Not for the film, but it's good.
This
Okay,
is quite
cool,
a
cool.
place.
Yes, it's beautiful.
They send everything?
Yeah, I think so.
I liked it out of the theater, but then my memory started kicking in. Yeah, that I actually think a lot of its reputation is based on that. Because I thought it was fine coming out of the theater. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And then I started to think about some of the concepts. I'm like, I'm not sure if this works, but I didn't rewatch it for a long time. And then when I did, I was like, this doesn't hold up at all. Like, it's actually really rough on second watch, and then third watch, when you're really breaking it down, you're like, this is not a good film.
Get the hell out of here. No, that ain't very neighborly. And threatening us is neighborly? Hey, mind if I enjoy one of these apples? Put that down. Delicious. Oh. When's Boss Man gonna sell this place, boy? I don't think there's any plans for that. You boys want a drink? It's some fine Scotch whiskey. Put that down. Put that down. Oh. These supplies for the season. Get off the farm. Come on. We know when we're not wanted. Get down from there. Bye, bud.
Come back here.
You can use that horse. And don't get yourself hurt. Or hurt them, for that matter.
I'm pretty sure I've got to hurt them. It's like, just get it back, but don't hurt anyone. It's like, yeah, I don't think that's feasible. See, what's dialogue in sci-fi can be a little shoddy, which is why Sicario hit so hard. Arrival's pretty dialogue heavy. It's just bad storytelling. I mean, I like Villeneuve generally, but Arrival's crap. But he didn't write it. It's just not a good concept.
You're getting out of that wagon one way or another. Get on with you.
Whoa, all you had to do was ask. Like us. All we're asking is Mr. Geddes takes, Mr. Agent.
Is Arrival the one with the giant black egg looking thing? Yeah. It's the one where they try to use, like, where the aliens are trying to communicate by teaching the language, and it gives them basically, like, time travel abilities type stuff. That Ride and Smoke, yeah. It's a bad film. It's one of those movies that on the surface seems very deep, and it's not a bad premise. It's just the execution's terrible. And a lot of the implications of it, once you start to think it through, it's like, oh, this is actually pretty rough.
Thank you. Milton, isn't it? Those boys are out of Laramie.
He named himself John Milton.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Listen, I ain't looking for no charity or nothing, but I was serious.
You could kind of call it either. It's like,
I can do anything.
it's Smoky Ink. It's Smink.
We robbed ourselves a few days back.
There you go.
We ain't got married hands here. You're married.
Work harder than any one of them. I'm real honest, and my wife, even though she's got fancy thoughts, she'll work.
Seem kind of desperate.
The effects are pretty beautiful, but I didn't like the head actress. I mean, yeah, it's on a technical level, it's good. I mean, I don't really have much of a problem with Amy Adams' performance. I mean, it's fine. It's just once you actually understand the implications of, like, the language thing, you realize, oh, she's actually kind of a horrible person.
I can handle myself, okay? You know that already.
Yeah. Makes me wonder.
Like, they inadvertently kind of assassinate her character with the movie's internal logic. It's like, oh, that's actually quite crappy.
Mr. Dickens, I'll go get my wife.
But there's a ton of issues with Arrival. It's just, it's a wildly overrated film. Just like Interstellar.
Need you around in case
face any more of them Laramie
There's a lot of
boys,
sci-fi
Johnson.
movies that get very highly regarded that
Little cabin
don't
beyond the Mason
deserve
ranch
it.
house. Things work out, y'all can stay there.
Thank you. You'll not regret this.
Yep. Go get yourself settled. We'll have work for you tomorrow when Mr. Geddes returns.
But my theory on that is that if you have... Once you treated Renner like crap, knowing he'd leave... Well, no, it's that she knew their child would die of cancer and didn't tell him. She didn't tell the man she ultimately married that, oh yeah, you know this child we're having? She's gonna die of cancer. I think that was an important thing to inform him of. That's like, wow, that's really messed up. I haven't seen Interstellar yet. I saw The Martian and it was a good performance, but it just didn't hit right for me. It's good, but maybe it's the concept. I haven't seen The Arrival since it came out. I mean, I love The Martian. I think The Martian's awesome. That movie gets better the more I've seen it. But Arrival's crap on rewatch. Like, I was fine with it the first time, but then I rewatch and I'm like, this isn't good. And then the third rewatch, it's terrible. But yeah, if you go to a channel called Pops, he and I reviewed it a couple weeks ago. We also recently did the movie Contact, which I think Contact is okay, but has a ton of problems of its own. Like, Contact is able to tell its story through a kind of an insane amount of coincidence. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how much coincidence that movie gets away with. And Interstellar, while it has interesting themes and it's technically beautiful, its plot is freaking broken and its characters are idiots. My mom loves Contact, and I just can't do the coincidence. Yeah, and there's a ton of that in Contact. I mean, Contact, it's weird because I remember when Contact came out, like, people were kind of like, yeah, it's fine. And then over the years, its reputation kind of grew. So this was my first time watching it. And I was like, do y'all not see how much ridiculous coincidence this movie is relying on? It's kind of insane. I mean, the plot doesn't happen without so many events happening to coincide with it. It's ridiculous, and they're never justified. It's silly. You know, it's not a bad film. I mean, there's some things it does really well, but there's a lot that movie does that I'm just like, Like, put it this way, on first watch, I gave it like a 5 out of 10, and it's the kind of movie that I don't think could go up in my estimation on rewatch. I would tend to think that if I rewatch it, it's going to get worse. So it's probably more like a 3 or a 4. I mean, it was relatively entertaining, at least I'll give it that, but it's got gobs of problems. But anywho, we have reached a point where I'm pretty sure we can save. So that's going to do it, folks. We finished the main story. We finished Arthur's story. It was sad. Give me my respect for that actor back. But anyway, so yeah, that is... Oh gosh, but the alien became her father. The ending of... Yeah, that's the thing. The ending of Contact is crap. I did not like the ending of that movie at all. That ending sucked. But anyway... let's see. More of this next with... Yeah, we're definitely going to do the epilogue. I was telling them earlier... it might have been right before you got here, Whitey. I'm not going to do Gore Tier 2s anymore. I'm going to play this. I'm going to try to wrap this game up with maybe a couple more streams. So, hoping maybe I can finish this by Wednesday, perhaps? No, the epilogue has a decent amount of length to it. That's what she said. But we're going to try to wrap it up. So... Tonight, over on Cannoli Sasquatch's channel, we're going to be talking about In Bruges, one of my favorite movies of all time. Should be a fun discussion. And also be on the lookout, because in the coming days, my poorly explained video for Aladdin is going to be releasing. But anywho, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It's fun as always. Love chatting with you. Met some new folks too. That was cool. I will see you all again tonight or tomorrow. Until then, good night, God bless, and Godspeed.